Very good morning to all the participants of this webinar. Hope you all are fine and we are going to enjoy this second day session of the national seminar. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, welcome Vaishnavi Rastogi. Your presentation will also be there. We will enjoy your presentation, so be ready. Let's wait 10 more minutes for the participants to join us. Till then, you can share the link with your friends, with your participants, with your classmates, colleagues, so that we can enjoy a good session. And there will be a lot of things to learn, something new. I'm sharing a YouTube link with you or class, so you can share this YouTube link. The participants who are not able to join us, they can watch us by this YouTube link.
Ma'am, your mic is mute. Please unmute it.
Okay. Thank you. I have shared the YouTube link with you all, and you can share the YouTube link with your friends. Our guests are soon to be there, so we are waiting for our guest. Till then, you can message you, send the link of this meeting with your friends so that everyone can enjoy the session. Our Maya Lakshmi ma'am, good morning, welcome to you. You have joined
Hi,
us.
ma'am. Good
I'm
morning.
welcoming ma'am. 7 more minutes to start.
Okay.
बेटा तुम लोग ना बाहर जाके बोलना क्योंकि यहाँ से ना थोड़ा इको क्रिएट होगा. कहीं भी जाके बोलो, चाहे उधर जाके मुझसे बैठ जाओ, चाहे इधर रूम में बैठ जाओ, नो प्रॉब्लम. एक बार मैंने जो चैट पे वो यूट्यूब लिंक भेजा है, एक बार उसको चेक कर लो, वॉइस आ रही है कि नहीं आ रही है यूट्यूब पे. हाँ, बाहर जाके चेक कर लो. हाँ हाँ, अपनी आईडी से बोलोगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा है. बाकी फ्रेंड्स के साथ बोलो, बाइक 100 लोग तो हो जाएंगे सुनने वाले. नो 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 प्रॉब्लम. हाँ, नहीं प्रॉब्लम होगी तो मेरे पास आ जाना. जरा चेक करके बताओ सौम्या, चैट पे मैंने भेजा है यूट्यूब पर ला लिंक. अभी उत्तर करते हैं. विंडो नहीं शो हो रही ना मेरी वाली यूट्यूब पे, नहीं आ रही ये वाली विंडो। बैठ जाओ बैठ जाओ।
इसमें कनेक्ट होगा।
नहीं, आप अपने फ़ोन से कनेक्ट कर सकते हो। यहाँ पे उन्हें बोलोगे ना तो इको क्रिएट होगी। अभी यहाँ बैठो, आपको पता चलेगा नंबर किसके बाद है। अभी 2-4 लोग बोलेंगे, रिसोर्स पर्सन बोलेंगे।
टाइमिंग क्या है मतलब भाई 2 मिनट बस।
हाँ, नहीं आराम से बोलो।
इसमें आराम से बोल सकते हैं।
हाँ, तुम्हें पहले बुलवा लेंगे।
नहीं बोल
नहीं
सकते
नहीं,
हैं फिर भी।
वैसे जैसे पार्टिसिपेंट भी बहुत है ना।
मतलब ऑनलाइन तो काफ़ी होगी ना।
हाँ, बाहर के रहिए, अपने ही कॉलेज के बहुत हैं क्योंकि उधर एग्ज़ाम चल रहा है। तो सब मंडे को भी एग्ज़ाम है, कल भी एग्ज़ाम था। यूट्यूब पे इस पे भी नहीं आ रहा ना, गूगल मीट पे भी नहीं आ रहा। अब क्या कर सकते हैं, एक चीज़ और हो सकती है कि सारी यही चीज़ शो कर रहा है यूट्यूब पे भी। हाँ, मीट पे क्या शो कर रहा था, ये शो कर रहा था प्रेजेंटेशन। मीट पे शो कर रहा था, नहीं कर रहा था, कर रहा था। ओके, पेन ड्राइव तो है ही नहीं। बैठ जाओ तुम लोग आराम से। ये सेपरेट विंडो है, इसमें नहीं शेयर हो रहा है। एंटायर विंडो का है।
उसको ऑर्गेनाइज आप ही कर रही है ना।
नहीं, मैं नहीं कर रही हूँ ना, यही तो बात है, मेरे हैंड में नहीं है। अब शायद कुछ आ जाए।
शो तो कर दिया है। कितनी खुली है।
हाँ, वही दिख रहा है मुझे भी। हाँ, देख रही हूँ।
इसको होस्ट कौन कर रहा है।
एक तरीका ये है कि पेन ड्राइव में लेके हम किसी और से प्रेजेंट कर दें। ये सारी पीडीएफ्स मेरे पास मोबाइल पे भी आ जाएंगी, व्हाट्सएप वाले भी आ जाएंगे, इनको इकट्ठा करूँ पहले मैं एक मोबाइल में। ये वाली टिकट है मेरे पास बस, तो इसको मैं मेल कर लेती हूँ बाद में।
Excuse me, ma'am. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Call starts now.
म्यूट
Very good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Shall we start? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, ma'am.
बाहर जाके बोलो, नहीं तो आवाज़ बहुत। नहीं नहीं मैम,
Good morning,
स्टार्ट
sir.
में कितना टाइम
Good
लगेगा?
morning. Good morning.
अभी हाँ 5 मिनट।
So I think we can start, ma'am.
Yes, we can start. I request to, before starting this program, I request to all the participant kindly mute your mic for the smooth running of this program, so we can enjoy the session. Only one person should unmute them, then we can able to listen everyone very carefully. Over to you, Maya Lakshmi ma'am. Welcome to our resource person Gopal sir. I think has joined. Welcome sir. Welcome sir. And over to you, ma'am, for the further proceedings.
Thank you, ma'am. So I request Uttara ma'am to proceed.
Yeah, ma'am. Good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of the Department of Marketing Management, Guru Nanak College, Chennai, and PG Faculty of Commerce and Business Administration, SSPG College, Shahjahanpur, I welcome you all on the second day for this virtual session on the topic Prospects and Opportunities of Economic Development in Present Central Budget by CA Dr. Gopal Krishna Raju. It gives me immense pleasure in introducing the two colleges to the gathering. The Guru Nanak College is in a lush green 25-acre campus cradled between the Raj Bhavan and the campus of the IIT Madras, facing the Guru Nanak Solai, is located in Velachery, South Chennai, the gateway to the IT Expressway of Tamil Nadu. Guru Nanak College was established in 1971 to commemorate the 500th birth anniversary of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the founder of the Sikh religion, by the Guru Nanak Educational Society. Late Colonel G.S. Gill was the founder, president. Late Padma Shri P.N. Dhawan was the general secretary, and late Sardar Manohar Singh Sabirwal was the treasurer. This yeoman service of a small community of Sikhs who made Tamil Nadu their home after they left Punjab following the partition is historic. The noble mission of the Guru Nanak Educational Society is to provide quality education to all, irrespective of the socio-economic background, caste, creed, or religion. This is in keeping with the motto of the college, Pro Bono Publico, which is the translation of the Sikh prayer, Sarbat Ka Balla, meaning for the benefit of all. It is run and regulated like a non-minority institution in service of the majority community. The motto of the college, Pro Bono Publico, which translates for the benefit of all. The mission of the college is to create a vibrant academic atmosphere with a robust curricula which focuses on the teaching, learning, research, and outreach program to provide comprehensive education to gain competence and commitment to face challenges, catering to the ever-changing global needs, to stimulate intrinsic and extrinsic value-based pedagogy, to foster innovation and outcome-based education, to create a gender-synthesized campus by empowering women in sharing knowledge and transformation, to strengthen education leading to promotion of societal transformation, to impart knowledge which is empowering, value-based and holistic in nature, to sensitize the students to environmental issues, thus motivating them to be conscious of the environment. About SSPG College, Swami Shukdevanand College was established by late Sri Swami Shukdevanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj in 1964. As a great visionary of the beautiful society of the free India, he was committed to develop spirituality, morality, scientific approach and commitment among the students to turn them into a qualified and sincere citizens. To fulfill this commitment, he founded this institution and gave his name to it. The college session started in 1964 with BA first year classes, and within a short span of time, it touched the great heights of development. With a glorious talent show in the field of art, science, and education, the institute continued its journey for years towards the progress path under the presidency, skilled leadership, and the direction of late Sri Swami Shukdevanand Saraswati. In 1982, new possibilities were explored when late Sri Swami Shashvanand Saraswati became its president. The efforts of the new management committee bore fruits with the addition of BCom courses in 1985. With the constant efforts of the present president, Sri Swami Chinmayanand Saraswati Ji, the then secretary Pramod Chandra Seth, and manager and principal Dr. Soti Shivendra Chandra, the college got the permission from the government to run MEd and MCom courses. The college got the approval for botany and zoology subjects from the university and started its classes from 2006-07. PGDCA and BCS classes were also started from July 2008. Beautification work for the college remained constantly under progress. In the year 2009, the BBA program also commenced. BCom Finance, BCom Honors programs were also started in the year 2013. After 2 years in 2015, 7 postgraduate courses in art stream, 5 postgraduate courses in science stream were launched. Recently, In the year 2016, one more self-financed unit of B.Ed was also started in the college. The college has 4 sister concerns, namely Daivi Sampat Mahavidyalaya, PS Inter College, SS College, and Mumuksh Vidyapith, covering 50 acres of land. To conclude, Vishal College is to be a dynamic organization contributing to a transformed, equitable, and quality higher education and training system in India.
तुम्हें जिसमें कहो
Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Maya Lakshmi, Head Department of Commerce College, to introduce the resource person to the participants.
Very good morning to all. And happy Sunday to all the participants.
इको नहीं क्रिएट होगी
And welcome all of you to the second day of national seminar, which is organizing by SSPG College, Shahjahanpur, India, in association with Guru Nanak College, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, UP chapter of Indian Commerce Association, Indian Association of Management Development. So today my duty is to introduce the resource person of today. First of all, I thank Dr. C.A. Gopalakrishna Raju for accepting our invitation in the short time, sir. And we are really proud to have you on this particular day. So let me introduce him. Dr. C.A. Gopalakrishna Raju is practicing chartered accountant, registered insolvency professional, and a registered valuer from Chennai. Dr. GKR is the tax, assurance, and restructuring partner of MSK Gopal Rao and Co. Chartered Accountants, a public accounting firm, branches at Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Trichy, Mumbai, and Tiruvallur. GKR hails from a family of chartered accountants. His father, mother, younger brother, and wife are also practicing chartered accountants. GKR served consecutive 3 terms of 9 years from 2010 to 2019 as Southern India Regional Council member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India.
हाँ तो बोल
He has been appointed in governance of GST in government sector by Mother Teresa University, Melbourne, Australia. GKR is independent directors, data bank, and have qualified with distinction the online proficiency self-assessment test conducted by Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. His other qualifications is qualified valuation examination of insolvency and bankruptcy board of qualified limited insolvency examination of insolvency and bankruptcy board of India, associated member of the Institute of Cost Accounts of India with all India rank in intermediate examination, associated with the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, postgraduate diploma holder in operation research and the financial management from Pondicherry. He secured his MPhil in management from Tamil Nadu Open University.
इसको रिप्लाई
ICA certified in information, ICA certified in international trade and world trade, ICA certified in India accounting standard, and his qualifications go on.
आजा तुम्हें को रिप्लाई करना
Excuse me. He also authored 2 books, Standard Costing and Variance Analysis for professional students, First Lessons in Informational Technology for CA students, with 2 editions by Snow White Publications, Mumbai. GKR is a seasoned speaker on information technology, finance and taxation, and a visiting faculty in numerous institutions, corporates, and B schools all around India.
सब देनी है
He is also a member of Institute of Directors, Mumbai Chartered Accountants Society, and Madras Management Association. And he is also a member of Society of Auditors, Chartered Accountants Study Circle, and an active fraud trader.
मैं इससे आवाज बढ़ा
He is also nominated in the Academic Board of University of Madras, Chennai. He is a member of the Academic Board of Department of Commerce, Loyola College, Chennai. Finance and Taxation Panel member for PICI, Tamil Nadu State Council. Chairman Valuation Standard Board, All India Institute Registered Valuers Organization. Academic Council member for DG Vaishnav College. Academic Council member for the SDNB Vaishnav College,
ज्वाइन हो जाओ ना
New College, Guru Nanak College, and also the Audit Advisory Board Director General of Audit in Chennai.
नंबर है मेरा मैसेज करो
He's also a passionate writer on technology and taxation in numerous journals and newspapers. The columns in Tamil Nadu, Tamil Daily, The Hindu Tamil and Week Tamil magazines, Nayam Vikadan and Pudhiya Thalappai.
प्रेजेंटेशन
Regularly appears in interviews in numerous TV channels and FM radios.
मेल कर दो
As a versatile speaker,
पीपीटी है
Dr. GKR had addressed more than 600 plus meetings on GST on various forums, including professional bodies, Chamber of Commerce, industry, and trade associations in both English and Tamil. So I'm really proud to welcome you, sir, on behalf of SSPG College and Guru Nanak College. And thank you. And now the forum is yours, sir.
Thank you, madam. Very good morning, friends. At the outset, let me thank Head of Commerce, Dr. Maya Lakshmi, and the entire team at Guru Nanak College for this wonderful opportunity to be part of second day of national seminar of SSPG College in Uttar Pradesh, Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh. I'm very happy and glad that I'm part of this very important national seminar where various topics are discussed and an opportunity bestowed on me to share my thoughts on the latest central budget, especially the prospects and opportunities for economic development in present central budget. Friends, I'll make this session a little very simple. I will share my thoughts, especially with respect to central budget, on the significance
के लिए मैसेज कर
and the focus towards youngsters. This budget has a lot more for youngsters. So I will only focus my attention towards that particular part. Let me first start with the first part, which is digital university. I must make one point very clear here, guys, that all these years, maybe Dr. Maya Lakshmi also will agree with me and all the other faculty members here, that whenever we think about higher education or higher education, university means it is only physical university. And we think of an university means a very big campus, big building, mota building, and we'll have so many departments. Each department will be like a palace. And that is how we have understood a university means. A sprawling campus, green, and so many professors and thousands of students. And it is only geographical based. Now, think of a university where you don't have an address, but it will only have a virtual address, an IP address, a URL, a uniform resource locator. You can log into that university, upload your credentials, and get a virtual seat, select the courses, pay the fees online, attend the courses online, and also write your examination online, get your certificate online. Wow. A digital university will be established to provide access to students across the country for world-class quality universal education. This is the purpose of this digital university. And please make one more point very clear here, that it will be offering education in different Indian languages and also in various ICT formats. And ICT is something which I am sure all of you know what it is. It is information and communication technologies. It is not necessary it should be only online. It can be offline, recorded lecture, It can be a hybrid, online as well as offline. All these models. And that digital university will be built on a networked hub spoke model, meaning the best of the teachers across the country, the best of the brains, professors across the country will be connected. It is not necessary that those faculties should be geographically located in one place, meaning you will get the best education, best support in your curriculum, and not only the students will be local, but it will be national and also international. And the days are not far off where we'll have we have to restrict the admission with respect to international admissions also, and give more priority for local admissions. So that is one aspect which this central budget has a prospect for future. The second one I want to bring to your kind attention is with respect to the digital banking. And all of us, we are aware about it. And I'm sure
Humble
many of us.
request to all the participants, kindly mute themselves.
Okay. So I'm sure all of you definitely will have a bank account with you. You will be part of any bank and you will be operating. For your information, we have 142 crore population. And out of this 142 crore population, you will be surprised, 100 crore people have already have the bank account. Thanks to the Jan Dhan facilities. The Jan Dhan facility or the Jan Dhan scheme, it has actually covered every nook and corner of the country, and still another 20 to 30% of them have to be covered, and they are only minors, for your information. So all majors have been covered
बता देना.
as far as digital banking is concerned. So, for your information, the government is planning to
तो कौन सुनेगा?
bring out digital banking units in, it is will be 75 digital banking units they want to establish in 75 districts by scheduled commercial banks. We now have the merged banks, like you have your Andhra Bank and Vijaya Bank has now merged with the other banks. So Bank of Baroda. So every scheduled commercial bank, they are going to come up with the 75 digital banking unit in 75 districts of the country. So each bank, they will be given at least 5 to 10 to establish digital banking, meaning you need not visit the bank at all. And why this 75? We are going to enter the 75th year of our independence. So that is one aspect. And for your information, I want to bring to your kind attention that India is going to witness a major change in the rupee, otherwise called as a digital rupee, otherwise called as digital currency. Today we have the currency in rupee note. We can touch it, we can feel it, we can even hear when you actually make some, when you fold it. But a digital currency you can see, but you can't touch it. You can transfer the money, but you can't feel it. So that is digital currency, and your digital currency and your physical currency both are same. Please understand, digital currency will be introduced during the year 22-23. And you can keep your currency in your mobile. You can keep your currency in cloud with the user ID and also with the two-factor authentication. And you can transfer digital currency from one device to another device without the involvement of a bank server. So meaning you need not incur bank charges. So bank charges are reduced and it will be instantaneous transfer. Normally, if it is a NEFT transfer, it will take some time to actually get transferred from one account to another account. But of course, now the process has been much faster. But here it is instant. It is immediate. From one device to another, it will immediately go. So they need not say, okay, I have sent it. Have you received it? So sometimes they'll say, no, I have not received it. People do, people dupe it by showing some screenshots. See, my account has been debited. So all these stuff is not possible in digital rupee. So, and this digital rupee will use blockchain technologies. So that is the speciality about this digital rupee. And Dr. Maya Lakshmi, you can inform me when I have to close the session. Maximum, I will go up to another 10 to 15 minutes. Good. Now, I will take you to another interesting opportunity or prospects, especially which is introduced in this budget. That is with respect to your passport. See, already the regional transport office, the income tax department, your Aadhaar, everything is becoming digital. Your passport also will become digital. Your PAN card is already, it has now become an e-PAN card. You don't need to carry a physical PAN card. So, PAN card has now become e-PAN card. Your Aadhaar has now become e-Aadhaar. Your passport will also become an e-passport. You don't need to carry the booklet, the passport book with your photograph, father's name, mother's name, place of birth, your signature, all this stuff. Everything will be available in a digital format. So this passport, e-passport, will be issued using an embedded chip and futuristic technology. And again, from 22-23 financial year. That is to enhance convenience for people who will be traveling overseas. So I have lost my passport and I have to apply for a duplicate. All these will not be there henceforth. Once e-passport is there and it is...
Arjun Verma, kindly mute your mic. तुम सब लोग यहाँ
Good. So that is with respect to e-passport.
इसीलिए बोल यहाँ से चले जाओ.
Now, let me take you to another important initiative that has been announced. And I am sure the future students, the future generation, they are all blessed to witness all this. And for your information, today in city, in Chennai, we can take the Pallavan bus is there, okay, the Metropolitan Transport bus, because I belong to the olden era. So I only know a Pallavan bus. So now the Pallavan has now renamed as Metropolitan Transport Corporation. And all these MTC buses, they run in diesel. They run in actually a fossil fuel, we can call it as. Now just imagine all the public vehicles will use zero fossil fuel. Now if it is zero fossil fuel means they have to either use the liquefied gas, natural gas. And liquefied natural gas is also fossil fuel. So that means no LNG, no LPG, no petrol, no diesel. So then it will be an EV vehicle, electric vehicle. So the entire city, well, especially the pollution level in cities are higher compared to the pollutions in non-metros. So the first foremost thing is government vehicles should be converted to EV vehicles. Okay. So that is the first step, and that one urban. So therefore, whether you are in village or in semi-urban or town or city, the level of pollution will be same. So that is with clean technology and governance solution, special mobility zones. in the special mobility zones in cities, you cannot run a vehicle with a petrol or a
खाने
diesel.
लगवा दूंगी मैं
So you have to only use a EV vehicle. So that will be, and it will be clean. And that is the vision of this particular budget. And many are not, especially in the news, in the newspaper, in the television channels, they are not coming out with all this concept of development budget which has been presented.
कोई है
And I am sure this will actually create a lot of opportunities, job opportunities, entrepreneurship opportunities. Most important is the entrepreneurship opportunities. And I don't know how many of the teachers and parents encourage you to become an entrepreneur. I encourage you that let you be not a person of job seeker, but be a person of job giver. Be an entrepreneur. And I am sure with all these facilities and developments that is happening, there is no necessity for a youngster to go and get a job with somebody and become a salaried employee. You can be on your own. My dear students, the future leaders of this country, you can be on your own. And I want to make one more observation here, that when electric vehicles are going to be the future next another 4 or 5 years, you can see the sudden change. Especially today you see more number of petrol and diesel vehicle and very less amount of battery vehicles. This will actually slowly overtake the number, and over a period of 4 or 5 years, more EV vehicles will be on the road and less fossil fuel vehicles will be there. And for that, you need a battery swapping policy. The space in urban areas are very, very less. So therefore, we need to have more number of charging stations. And charging station alone is not sufficient. You need a battery swapping policy. You know what is meant by battery swapping policy? I have a two-wheeler, which is a EV two-wheeler. Then I will go to the battery swapping station. So there will be already the battery will be charged, the battery will be there. I will keep this battery and take that battery and then go ahead. So it is called charged battery. So I will swap the batteries. So this battery swapping policy will be brought out, and there will be interoperability standards. What is called interoperability? You buy a Hero electric vehicle or a TVS electric vehicle or a Bajaj electric vehicle. So whichever vehicle you buy, the battery should be interoperable. This battery or that battery. So standardization will be brought. No, it should be Bajaj battery only, I should use for Bajaj, and TVS battery I should use for TVS. No. So it will be interoperability standards will be formulated. Maybe the design will be different, but the battery contents and all this will be standardized. So the private sectors will be encouraged to develop a sustainable and innovative business model for energy or battery as a service. So it is called as BES. So battery or energy as a service. So they will be given more loans, interest-free loans to actually encourage this. I want to set up a charging station. If you have a land sufficient, the bank will give you support, interest-free loans will be given, or gestation period of interest will be there. So all these are going to come, and there are a lot of opportunities. So it is not that, no, I will only become a BCom or MCom student, I will go and have a salary for 10,000, 20 or 30,000. No, not required. You can earn in lakhs, you can become an entrepreneur. Okay, good. Now let me now take you to another interesting aspect, which I want to bring to your kind attention. This particular budget is called accelerated corporate exit. And you have to understand this, because there are, especially today, formation of a company will take maybe 1 week or 10 days. Within 1 week, 10 days, you can form a company, bank account can be open, and you can start your operation. But to wind up a company, can you maybe please ask all these questions to your head of the Department of Commerce and to your teachers also. Formation, how long it will take for a company, and winding up, how long it will take. In India, to wind up a company, it requires minimum 2 years. So that is the time it will take. So, but lot of procedures are there because you need to sell the assets, you need to realize the money, pay the creditors, then apply to the respective regulators and the authorities, get clearances, then only the company can be closed, can be wound up, and you will get a closure order or a discharge order. And this time frame has to be minimized. So then only we call it as ease of doing business. Okay. So the IT-based systems will be established for accelerated registration of new companies and also a center for processing accelerated corporate exit. So when you have an accelerated registration of new companies, you should also have an accelerated center for corporate exit also. So it is called a CPACE. CPACE. CPACE means Center for Processing Accelerated Corporate Exit. And this will facilitate to wind up companies, and the time required will be maybe less than 6 months. So with that, that is the objective of this. And remember guys, for formation of a company, the fees what you can charge maybe 50,000 or 1 lakh. But for exit of a corporate, okay, for winding up of a corporate or for liquidation of a corporate, the fees will be minimum 5x or 10x or 20x. So people don't understand the work involved in it, the money involved in it, the prospects involved in it, and the opportunities involved in it with respect to corporate exit. Okay, good. Now I will come to my last but one point for discussion. After that, I leave the floor open for any questions. This is with respect to virtual digital asset. Guys, this virtual digital asset, I wish to now share with you only one point. Now, what is that particular point? That cryptocurrencies. Now, cryptocurrencies were ruling the market for the past 5-6 years. And many Indians are invested in cryptocurrencies. You will be surprised. There are actually 17,436 types of cryptocurrencies and 458 number of crypto exchanges. And profit from the income from the cryptocurrencies, they have now brought a particular provision under Income Tax Act called 115 BBH, where the income will be taxed at 30% flat. And the only deduction what you can make is on the sale amount, the minus what you can do is, deduction what you can make is the cost of acquisition of that particular cryptocurrency. That is the only thing. Even the loss cannot be set off. Now, point to be noted here that the virtual digital asset also includes the non-fungible token. And non-fungible token will be I will call this as the future virtual digital asset. Today, you create a digital asset. What is it? You create a video, a very unique video, yeah, audio. There is a recipe how to make the papaya fruit, how to make papaya sweet, how to make a jalebi. So that recipe and all you digitally you record it in a voice note or in a video. And today people have YouTube channels and they upload it. And what do you get from that? You get only likes. You only get dislikes also. You get comments and maybe popularity, and the number of subscribers are increased and increased beyond maybe 10,000 or 1 lakh or 1 million. At that point of time only you can monetize it, and YouTube will maybe support you with the sharing of the revenue with respect to the advertisement. So this is the model today, and the model of the future, this model will go. And already Netflix, Amazon Prime is doing very well, and the various models like that. Now, the future will be already we have the Bollywood stars and Hollywood stars. Bollywood stars are Amitabh Bachchan, Salman Khan, and Hollywood star is Kamal Hassan, they have already ventured themselves into non-fungible token. Now, what is this non-fungible token? Fungible means exchangeable. I deposit 500 rupees. 500 rupees I give to Dr. Maya Lakshmi. I say, I ask her, please give me a change for 500. She'll give me 500 rupees. So that 500 or 500 rupees are 20, 50 rupees. What do you call it as 10, 50 rupees. 10, 50 rupees or 500 rupees. I can exchange for 500 rupees. So it is exchangeable. Now I have a book called You Can Win by Dr. Shiv Khera. So Dr. Maya Lakshmi also has a book called Dr. Shiv Khera's book. Now both books are same. Now it is called fungible. Now I record, or you record one violin tune. How to become a violinist? You create some notes. You create a digital classes. You record it, and you can save it in a particular place in a blockchain mode, and that is called as a non-fungible. Non-fungible means it cannot be duplicated, it cannot be copied, and those who wish to actually view your the video, you can give them a token, and anybody who wish to actually access that particular video, you will be given an intimation. So you have to actually authorize. Then only that particular video can be viewed. So it can be a video, it can be an audio, it can be a picture, it can be a motion picture. So a 1 hour film or a 2 hour film or a 3 hour film like Valimai. So it can be anything. For your information, the new age virtual digital asset is going to rule this world, not only India, rule this world, and the creativity. The only thing that is required to make money in the digital world is you need to be creative, you need to be innovative, you need to be always prospective, and you should be a person who should find for new opportunities. So friends, thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity given. Hope I have sticked on to the time, and special thanks to the head of the Department of Commerce of Guru Nanak College and the entire team in Guru Nanak College, and also the SSPG College, Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh, India, for joining with Guru Nanak College and also bestowing me with an opportunity to share my thoughts on the prospects and opportunities of economic development in present central budget. I'll be open for any questions if it is there, and I will now hand over the session back to the organizers.
Thank you, sir. It was really a wonderful session. So in this venture, I also like to welcome Professor Ved Prakash Trivedi, who is currently the Pro Vice Chancellor at JS University. Welcome you, sir, for this program. And if you have any queries, kindly ask questions to the resource persons.
I think we have some 4 or 5 people have raised their hand. Arjun Singh Rathore, Harshit Gupta, Himanshu Gupta, TRSFS, Aditi Khanna. We can, Aditi Khanna has raised her hand. Can we request Aditi to put your queries, please?
Yes, sir. So thank you so much for such inspiring words, sir. You made it very easy for understand us. So as we discussed about entrepreneurship, so sir, being a girl, how we should not limit ourselves, how to think out of the box and to choose the road which is not taken.
Oh, that's a very good point. First of all, never have a what do you call as a I will call this as a misnomer or a myth, misconception that women entrepreneurs are they are second to men entrepreneurs. I beg to differ here. I am from a family of chartered accountants where my mother is a chartered accountant, my wife is a chartered accountant, and my mother, she used to say, remember her age is now 73. Okay, so when she used to write her examination in CA, we were all kids, so we were all babies actually. So she used to tell that she used to be the only women candidate, so to write CA examination. But today we have all India rank holders of Chartered Accountancy exam. Women are there, and more than 50% of the students are women CAs. So this is one thing I will suggest you, and also be have a conviction that women entrepreneurs are the first, and second only are men entrepreneurs. Number one. Number two, there is annually in Rashtrapati Bhavan. Every year in Rashtrapati Bhavan from 2015 onwards, there will be a innovation festival. It is called Innovation Fest. And from the schools, colleges, universities, they will select the best innovation, and that will be so. From your college, a nomination can be sent to Ministry of Industries and Ministry of Commerce, and that nomination and all these can be an online nomination. So the innovation fest can even take place in your college also, and the 5 or 10 best innovation. It can be in any field. It can be in electrical engineering. It can be in what you call as in Samail also. So we have Aya Kalaigal Arubatti Nangu. So in any of the 64 art, you can innovate. So you can innovate the product, you can innovate the process, and that innovation has to have the seal of your head of the department, and they have to recommend to the ministry, and that innovation will be shortlisted. You have to go and demonstrate before the various officials, and yearly 100 new innovations, new innovators are invited to Rashtrapati Bhavan on a particular day. It is called an Innovation Fest, where you can demonstrate yourself. And you know what is the speciality about the Innovation Fest? The Innovation Fest, the invitation will go to all the investors, individual investors, corporate investors, investment bankers, so financial institution, they will come. So they will give only a 2-minute slot to 5-minute slot. Each of the innovator will be only given 2-minute to 5-minute slot in the stage. Within that, you have to capture the attention of the investor. And take my word, all the 100 innovations, you get 100% funding. It will range from lakhs to crores. Your future is done. What is required is only a idea, a saleable idea, a marketable idea. And I believe, and I'm sure the teachers also believe in youngsters, that only youngsters can change the face of our country. So my best wishes to Aditi. We'll now hear from
Thank you so much, sir.
thank you. Himanshu, where are you? You have raised your hand. Nishant Gupta, you have raised your hand. Let us hear from you.
Sona, ask question.
Hi, sir. My name is Nishant. Sir, my
Nishant,
question
you have to, the best courtesy in the online session is you have to not only unmute yourself, you should also switch on. We all
okay,
wish to see you. Very good.
sir, my question is how we look for economic development of India?
Ayur Gupta, we will eliminate Ayur Gupta because he is not often breaking. Okay. So Nishant, repeat your question.
Sir, my question is how we look forward to economic development of India, sir, and how we sir contribute in this time.
No, you have to ask question for yourself. This is a very generic question. I have answered this question from the beginning itself. So many points I told. Okay. Be very specific.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Soumya Goyal, you have any query? Yes, Soumya Goyal.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. No, sir. I don't have any point about it.
Okay. Now, Harshit Gupta, you have any question? Okay, you have finished it. Himanshu Gupta. We have Mr. TRS FS. TRS. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
I have been seeing various the webinars and Zoom meetings of yours. You are rocking in each and every field, whether it is a taxation or a budget or any other field which is given to you. And you are providing very good knowledge to the people, those who are participating in it. Yeah, I have only one or two queries here, sir. You advise the people to take venture in the process of development of our country through electric vehicles to be manufactured or electric vehicles to be going to administer in the country. And how best we can, is there any process to change the petrol run vehicle to electric run vehicle, or any person, those who want to venture in it, have to purchase a new electric vehicle instead of the petrol run vehicle? One. Second one, how best the opportunity of mapping it could be utilized? Once again, for us, please explain. Thank you.
From an income tax perspective, I will tell, because I am not an automobile expert here, how a petrol or a diesel vehicle can be converted to an EV vehicle. But from an income tax perspective, you want to buy an electric vehicle, loans are available, the interest rates are very low, and you have a special section under Income Tax Act where the interest what you pay is eligible for 100% deduction. So therefore, your money is not a constraint, capital is not a constraint. You should only take a decision, I have to buy an electric vehicle. And all over India, a lot of developments are happening, especially every electric vehicle company is having a partnership with every oil company. So one automobile company is having a partnership with Hindustan Petroleum. So in all the Hindustan Petroleum bunks, there will be charging stations. Another automobile company is having with Bharat Petroleum. Another automobile company is having a tie-up with Indian Oil Corporation. So every automobile giant, they are tying up with oil companies, and all the petrol bunks will now become electric bunks.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot.
So any other questions? Sanskar Trivedi. Sanskar Trivedi.
जी सर.
यस संस्कार त्रिवेदी, बोलिए आप कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं?
जी सर.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, Ayur Gupta. Yes, who is this?
Ayur तो चौकी वाला यार.
Anuj,
I request you, please mute yourself.
I hope there is no further questions, so I'll hand over the session back to the organizers.
अब सब चले जाओ, सिर्फ समय रहेगा.
Excuse me, sir.
क्योंकि बहुत मजा आ रहा है.
Kavin?
उस रूम में चले जाओ. बाहर चले जाओ.
Yes, sir.
नहीं चले जाओ.
Sir, a warning, sir. I'm Kavin. Sir, your session was awesome, sir. It was really interesting, sir. But I have a small doubt. You are a professional CA, sir.
Yeah.
You are a chartered accountant.
Yeah.
And you are advising us to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Why can't we be a professionalist, sir? Like
even
chartered accountant or
an entrepreneur only. Even a professional is also an entrepreneur. It doesn't mean that a chartered accountant is not an entrepreneur. I am an independent practitioner, so meaning I am an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur doesn't mean that I have to only make products. I give service. So I am also an entrepreneur. Anybody who is on their own.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Sona Varshini.
Yes, very good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
Sir, I want to ask, sir, many more policies made by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as we all know, but many more people in small cities, they don't know about the policies. Yes, sir. I want to ask, sir, how we encourage that, how we encourage them for about the policies, for about her talent, and sir, confident level is also low in small cities. So the how we encourage them, sir, how we convey our message to them.
Very good. Sona Varshini, where are you from?
Sir, I am from Shahjapur, Uttar Pradesh, from SS College.
Very good. So my best wishes to you that you have brought this question online. Point to be noted, you have the principals, vice principal, and all the learned faculty members. Tell them to conduct all these kind of programs. Tell them to conduct all the scheme programs, all the facilities which the central government is extending in the form of various schemes to youngsters, innovation scheme to youngsters. So what the education department is doing, you should ask. You are the youngsters. You should call the principals, vice principal, management, and the teachers to conduct these programs. You should not keep quiet. These are the programs where you have to invite the people across the length and breadth of the country, ask them to come and share the vision, the information about these schemes. So don't leave your management, don't leave your principal, don't leave your teachers. Tell them to conduct as many programs as possible. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. Nice to meet you, sir. And listen you also.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you very much, Dr. Maya Lakshmi and the entire team. And I'll hand over the session back to the organizer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request the representative from SSPG College, Madam Jagriti Gupta, to take over the session for the participants. Thank you, ma'am.
म्यूट करो, म्यूट सब भाग जाओ, नहीं आवाज बहुत आएगी, सौम्या नहीं रुको, बाकी सब भाग जाओ. Thank you, Maya ma'am. And such a wonderful lecture was given by the resource person. I am heartily thankful for his precious time. Now I will not take much more time and call the presenters. The first presenter would be Soumya Goyal, BCom Finance student from SSPG College. Soumya Goyal, you can unmute yourself.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
I request all the participants kindly mute themselves for the smooth running of the program. Soumya, we can't hear you. You can start your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
And yes, you are audible. And our next presenter will be Isha Verma. So be ready.
Yes, good morning to one and all present over here. Today I, Soumya Goyal, I have got this opportunity to present my views on the topic, which is central budget. So before discussing about what budget, one must know what is budgeting, or we can say what the budget basically is. Budget basically means where we have to plan about how we have to carry our money, or we can say how we have to manage our finances. Let's take the reference of this from our daily lives, where mother, what they used to do is they used to make the budget about how to run their home, house. For that, what she do is she used to prepare or keeps in mind the incomes and the revenues, what she is receiving, and the expenses she has to make for the time being. The budgets are prepared, making sure that the expenses doesn't overpower the incomes. Then government budget. Now finally coming upon what is government budget, also known as union budget or central budget. It's a report that lists down government revenues and the expenditures during the fiscal year, means what the government earns or what the government expends on the development or infrastructural activities. Revenue, if we talk about revenue, what are the revenues? Really mean the revenue basically means incomes which are being earned by the government from all the sources during the fiscal year. Fiscal basically means a particular financial year, annual year, that is for the period of 1 year. And if we discuss about our expenditures, it means the expenses of the government on different economical activities during a fiscal year. So, and also known as financial year. Now, finally discussing about the components of the central budget, it consists of capital budget and revenue budget. Capital budget, it consists of the capital receipts and the capital expenditures, and the revenue budget consists of revenue receipts and the revenue expenditures. Now, we must discuss about what's the importance of budget from the economic point of view for which we are here, like how the budget contributes to our economy or its development or infrastructural activities. It ensures that the rational management of the resources, we can say that the optimum utilization of the resources. It makes sure that the profit maximization motive is not being hampered. At the same time, the social equity or the welfare is also being concerned. Means we also think about our people, our society, our nation. Then second point which comes under this is it also helps in knowing the borrowings of the country, like how much we borrow. Means in case of fiscal deficit, where our expenses used to be more than our revenues, the government has to borrow the money or also has to issue the currencies, because the borrowings directly affect the GDP, which is also known as gross domestic product. Now discussing about the current budget, that is for the time period 2022 to 2023, like how it has affected the different sectors like agriculture sector, education, health, and many more. So first discussing about agriculture sector, NABARD to facilitate funds with blended capital to finance the startups for agriculture and rural enterprises. They have also thought of bringing out the concept of Kisan drones for crop assessment in order so that they can keep the digital records of the land. Now, education, under education sector, we are more focusing on the technological aspects, so that in order to give the virtual labs and skilling e-labs to set up to promote the critical thinking skills and simulated learning environment. Now, finally discussing about the health sectors, where the National Tele Mental Health Program for Quality Health has been thought of to be launched, and an open platform for digital national health ecosystem to be rolled out. Finally, the banking sector, how the budget, current budget, what the points have been kept in mind while discussing about the about the banking sector. It's that 100% of the 1.5 lakh of post offices to come out on the core banking system. And second point, that scheduled commercial banks to be set up, 75 digital units in 75 districts. Now, would like to end my speech by saying that budgeting, it's not a restriction. It's like we are empowering our nation, our country, and its people. And yeah, I would like to thank you to all the people who have given me the opportunity to present my views on such a great and important topic from the economic point of view. Thank you.
Thank you, Soumya, for such a nice presentation. You really presented well. And now it's the time for our next presenter, Isha Verma. She is a student from MCOM first year and a very laborious student of SSPG College. I welcome Isha Verma for your presentation. And next presenter will be Dashneet Kaur. So be ready, Dashneet Kaur, for next presentation. Over to you. Isha Verma, you can unmute and start.
Good morning. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. I can present myself in front of all. So, I'm Isha Verma from MCOM first year, SSPG College, Sudanpur, Uttar Pradesh. And today I am going to focus on our education sector, which we giving a role our budget. Our union budget gives a few hits and a lot of misses for education sector. The finance minister also laid focus on mental health, skilling, and training of teachers sitting the pandemic and prologues closest to the schools. Here the reactions of the education experts on the hits, misses and the budget 22. In the Union Budget 2022 presented by our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Feb 1st, major announcements were made for the education sector from the launch of a digital university to the expansions of the PM e-Vidya schemes. The budget also encouraged made emphasis and the use of regional languages in online and offline learning. Education budget increases by 11.86% major areas. The education budget 2022 has been allotted rupees 1 lakh 4,000 a rise of rupees 11,054 crores from the previous year. The education budget allocate the previous year. The education budget allocation for the 2021 and 22 was rupees 93,222 crores, which were reduced by the 6% as compared to the year before. So the revised estimate was rupees 88,002 crore. The biggest ask from the education experts this year was an increase in the overall allocations, and the government has delivered with the 11.86% increases. Education budget 2022 now near 6% of GDP, but our India never touched this. The National Education Policy 2022 NEP calls for the public investment on education to 6% GDP. India education budget has never touched this number yet. As per the economic survey presented by the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Monday, January 31st, the expenditure on the education as represented by the GDP was 2029-20 is 2.8% GDP and 2020-21 is 3.1% GDP as per the revised scheme. And 2021 and 22, 3.1% also the GDP as per the revised scheme. To meet the 6% of GDP criteria, the education budget for 2022 and 23 should have been almost double that of last year's allocations. The main area of education budget allocations are Department of School Education and Literacy, rupees 63,449.37 crores. Last year it was the 54,087, 3.66% crore, and while the revised estimated was rupees 51,969.95 crore. Scheme allocations is rupees 51,052.37 crore and non-scheme allocations are the 12,397 crore. Department of the Higher Education rupees 40,801 and 0.34 crores revenue and the rupees 18.01 crore capitals. Last year it was rupees 38, 350.65 crores while the revised estimate was the rupees 36,031.57 crores. Then the scheme allocation same here 54.97 crore and non-scheme allocation rupees 33,373.38 crore. Push to reduce the demographic and digital divided, the union budget has assured in positive measures in the field of education, which will give a boost to the sector, especially in the context of pandemic. The finance minister stressed upon imparting education, regional languages, which is being appreciated by the educators. The budget 2022 for the educators, education sector rightly focused on upskilling and digital learning. The announcement of one class, one channel and expansions to 200 channel under eVidya, one channel and expansions to the 200 channel under eVidya will enable the reach of online education to a vast body of students where online education is still not widespread. The push area to access quality education in their languages, Shweta Shastri, Managing Director, Canadian International School, Bangalore said. Meanwhile, Tarun Jain, Associate Professor in Economics at IIM Ahmedabad, said the Finance Minister has mentioned supplementary teaching through additional TV channels PM E-Vidya to make up the education loss of the last 2 years. This is given the tremendous learning loss that our children have experienced. Significant investments in the improvement of schools quality are critical for the ensuring that our demographic dividends are actually realized. Same as the e-passport facility, a boon for study abroad aspirants. The proposal to roll out e-passport is a welcoming gesture as it will enable a seamless experience for the traveling population, especially the large section of students flying abroad for their studies. Extend taxes benefits for startups announced in the budget will further boost the ecosystem and drive the economy's growth. Vaibhav Singh, co-founder, lead scholar, emphasized. Launch a digital university, commendable at far-sighted step. Manak Gharwala, founder and director at Time, said that the announcement to start a digital university is in keeping with the time. This, this can be a great far-sighted step to improve the reach of education. Far-sighted step to improve a huge step up from the days of open universities. Setting up institutes for urban planning courses across the country in five places is another long overdue. The country in but much appreciated step. This year budget recognized the students' loss due to school and colleges closure and importance of the supplementary teaching for building a resilient mechanism enable quality education delivery. The New Age initiatives to develop high quality e-content in all spoken languages for radio, television, and digital channels in order to reach students in rural areas is truly commendable. The revolutionary concept of a digital university, which will provide students with access to world-class quality education, will be developed on a hub and spoke network. The government's action for the education industry in FY23 are well considered in light of the current situation. Aman Mittal, Vice President, Lovely Professional University. The reform allowing foreign university in India to offer courses free of domestic regulations and the introduction of a digital university will help bring industry best practices, enable the student with better job opportunities, also animation, visual effects, gaming and comic AVGC. Sector sector are very popular with the younger generation and have great potential for employ Ruchir Arora, CEO and co-founder of College Deco, elaborated. Accessibility digital infrastructure overlooked in budget 2022. The Union Budget 2022 announced was a hit and misses for the education sector. While it has finally addressed and recognized the learning loss, the pandemic has created the need to develop the digital infrastructure to the country was not adequately measures toward digitally and resuming physical classes are needed. Dr. Mona Lisa Bal, chairperson KIT International School, point out. With the policies and schemes that have been proposed in the Union Budget 2022, we are expecting more reviews growth in the year ahead. The government's planned interventions aimed at established center of excellence, democratizing and access to education, bridging the digital divide, promotions, skilling, and upskilling, and facility quality content. The world-class education is welcoming. While we have that education is the key to become truly self-reliant, and that it is critical to the invest in education, skilling, and lifelong learning. Shape Ritesh Kumar country lead with Valley India. Chairman, we all are know education is much important. So in this pandemic issue, education sector is much becoming low because just due to the corona. So this year budget must be helpful in our future. So thank you and all. Have a nice time.
Thank you, Isha, for such a wonderful presentation. As you focused on the education sector, it is very good to see that today's generation is worrying about the education sector. So, with these words, I would like to call our next presenter, Shreya Khanna. Over to you, Shreya.
Shreya, unmute yourself.
Good morning, respected teachers and all my dear friends. Today, I, Shreya Khanna, from Swami Sukhdevanand SFPG College, going to present the national seminar topic, that is prospects and opportunities of economic development in present central budget. So first of all, we all know that what is budget, but let's discuss in brief. Budget is an estimate of our financial total expenditure and receipts. It is an estimate of our financial year total receipts and expenditures presented by our finance minister on the very first day of the February in the parliament. So why budget is prepared? We all know that budget is, we all call it budget government budget, but we all know that it is presented for public, for our country, for the planning of our country, for future development of our country. So it also includes some terms such as in the current year's budget, India's total expenditure is 39.45 trillion, which is higher than the previous year, that is 34.83 trillion. Also, the total receipts other than borrowings are expected to be 22.84 trillion. Also projected the fiscal deficit. Also projected the fiscal deficit, that is 6.4%. Now, let's discuss some goals of Amrit Kal presented by our Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. Ma'am, please change the slide. So, number one is Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti. As by the name, we know Gati. What Gati means? Gati means speed. So, generally, the Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti scheme is started for traveling, okay, for improvement in the transport, for improvement in the road areas. Okay, so government also taking initiative to improve that. In this, government focuses on promoting 25,000, increasing 25,000 kilometers with a funding of 20,000 crores, and also focuses on ensuring the seamless logistical linkage. This is a great initiative as roads are the medium and to manage and to join two areas together. Government also taking initiative to improve the agricultural food processings also. In this, they drive a wave of technology for the Kisans by introducing the Kisan drones that helps in crop assessment and land records also. In this, spraying of insecticides make it easy by the use of drones. Also, the delivery of high-tech services also going to be provided in public-private partnership mode. Ma'am, please change the slide. Yes, this shows the Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti plan as government provided funding of 20,000 crores. Ma'am, please change. Yes, this is the whole plan that government make. It includes the roadways capacities to increase, also the railway transportation, renewable capacities, also the connectivity include in this. Ma'am, change. Yes. So agriculture and food processing. As I already said, government also taking initiative to improve the agriculture of our country by providing different kinds of facilities. Ma'am, please change slide. Yes, this is a picture of drone that is going to be provided by the government to our farmers for spraying of insecticides and for other uses also. Ma'am, change the slide. So now let's talk about education and health. Government not only focuses on the road, transports, farming, but also in education, as it is very important sector of our country and it plays a very important role in the development of our country. So, 1+1 TV channel facility. 1+1 TV channel facility is provided to those students who do not have access to the internet in their regional languages. This is a great initiative to prevent students from lacking education. Also, Saksham Anganwadis and Poshan 2.0 scheme also started, in which 2 lakh Anganwadis will be upgraded for better future infrastructure. Not only this, National Telemental Health Program will be launched for the counseling and for health sectors. Ma'am, please change slide. So this is an image for 1+1 TV channel. Next. Now, another proud moment in our budget has arrived when our finance minister has said that India is going to launch its own digital currency. Yes, this is a very proud moment for our country as we are going to launch our own digital currency. But it is legal. It is going to be legalized and also taxable. This scheme started by the government not only promote the economic development of our country, but India would be one of the world's largest economy to introduce a so-called central bank digital currency that will give boost, not only just boost, but a great boost to our digital economy. Government also taking initiatives for the 5G rollouts that not only increases connectivity but also the speed and also generate employment opportunities, as well as e-passport facilities are also be provided. In this, radio frequency technology is used for the identity verification that also increases the availability of passports and also helps the people to travel. So, at the end, as per the above mentioned policies and new schemes, in my opinion, this budget will give a boost to the economy of our country India if implemented duly and decently. Thank you very much for listening me.
Thank you, Shreya. You presented really very well.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I will call our next presenter, Hardik from MCOM. Hardik, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Over to you, Hardik.
Very good morning to presenters over here, all the participants and all the faculty members.
Hardik, you're not louder, I think so.
Hello.
Yeah, now fine. Carry on.
So I am here to present some views on the central budget. First of all, we should know what is the central budget. Central budget is the term used for the union budget. It is the annual report that lays down the government expenditure for a fiscal year. The first budget yeah, PC Mahalanobis is known as the father of Indian budget. The Union Budget for year 2022 and 23 aims to strengthen the infrastructure with its focus on PM Gati Shakti, inclusive development, productivity enhancement and investment, sunrise opportunities, energy transitions, and climate actions, financing of investment also. The last 2 years have been so much difficult for the world economy on account of the COVID-19 pandemic. Repeated recently, inflation have created particularly challenging times for policy making. Faced with these challenges, the government of India, in immediate response, was a bucket of safety nets to cushion the impacts of vulnerable sections of society and business sector. Advanced estimates suggested that the Indian economy is expected to witness real GDP expansion of 9.2% in 2021 and 22 after contracting in 2020 and 21. This implies the overall economic activity that has recovered the past pre-pandemic levels of almost all indicators that show the economic impact of the second wave was much smaller than the experience during the full lockdown phase in 2020 and 21, even though the health impact was more severe. With the vaccination program having covered the bulk of the population, economic momentum building back, and likely long-term benefits of supply-side reforms in the pipeline, the Indian economy is in a good position to witness GDP growth of 8.0 to 8.5% in 2022 and 23. Now, focusing on the main topic, opportunities of economic growth in current central budget. India's economic growth in current year is estimated to be 9.2%, highest among all large economies. The overall sharp rebound and recovery of the economy from the adverse effects of the pandemic is reflective of our country's strong resilience. This was stated by Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Nirmala Sitharaman, while presenting the Union Budget in the Parliament. The Finance Minister said that India is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and it clearly aims to attain the vision of Prime Minister outlined in the Independence Day and address. And they are as follows: complementing the macroeconomic level growth, focus with a microeconomic level uh, at all-inclusive welfare focus, promoting digital economy and fintech technology, enabled development, energy transitions, and climate action, relying on virtuous cycle starting from private investment, helping to crowd in private investment. The finance minister informed that the productivity linked incentive in 14 sectors for achieving the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat has received excellent response with potential to create 60 lakh new jobs and on additional production of rupees 30 lakh crore during next 5 years. Dwelling on the issue of implementation of the new public sector enterprises policy, she said that the strategic transfer of ownership of Air India has been completed. The strategic partner for NINL, that means Neelanchal Ispat Nigam Limited, has been selected. The public issue of the LIC is expected shortly, and others too are in the process for 2022 and 23. At last, I want to conclude that the theme of the present central budget is boosting growth and employment opportunities through a large increase in public investment, as well as it has continued support for agriculture, health, education, and welfare programs. As we all know, it clearly shows that this budget includes overall development of our country. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Hardik, for your presentation. So now our next presenter is Vaishnavi Rastogi from Become Finance. Vaishnavi, are you there? Yes.
Ma'am, video is not visible.
So there was not PPT from the Hardik Gupta. Vaishnavi, your PPT I will share for you. Okay. So you can unmute yourself and just speak whatever you want to. Just present your views. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Good morning to everyone present over here. Today, on this auspicious occasion, I, Vaishnavi Rastogi of BCom Finance, would like to present my gratitude for this wonderful opportunity to throw some light on central budget and its prospects and opportunities. Budget doesn't restrict you, but it empowers you. So, first of all, what is central budget? The central budget is a statement of estimated receipts and estimated expenditure of government for particular year. So, what are the opportunities which are associated with it? This budget focuses on growth and inclusive welfare, promoting technology-oriented development and energy transition. So, infrastructure will be strengthened by PM Gati Shakti, inclusive development, productivity investment, and enhancement. Whatever good we see in our world today is because of educated mind behind it. So, what will be the effect of budget on education sector? One class, one TV with 200 channels to provide supplementary education. Digital universities for world-class quality universal education will be set up. Government pegged for more than 1 lakh crore for education sector. It will have 6% of the GDP allocation and focus on skill development and vocational education with job creation. This year will result in increase in private investment, which will give to rise to investment cycle and boost the economy. So, at last, again repeating these words, budget never restricts you, but it will empowers you. Hope it will empower our nation also and harness the momentum that has made India the fastest growing economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaishnavi, for your words and your presentation. Now I will call the student of MCOM, Ratika Srivastava. Ratika Srivastava will present his views on the topic of central budget.
Ma'am, undergraduation is still left, some of them.
No, it's not an undergraduation or it's a blend of all the participants. Okay, Aditi, you are not left.
Okay.
Okay. You are also a wonderful presenter, so I will get some wonderful things at the end of the session.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, where we start asking question?
You just keep all the questions with you. At the end of the session, you can ask the questions. After the presenter has presented, okay, like the Ratika is presenting, then after her presentation, you can ask the question from the Ratika only, okay. And I will request like a genuine question and a very short question because we have a long list of participants. So ensure that much more time is not available for us, okay. So Ratika, are you ready with the presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Vanakkam to respected and honorable professors and guests. I am Ritika Srivastava and from first year student present my views on the topic under national seminar Prospectus and Opportunities in Digital India of Central Budget for Economic Development. To mark 75 years of Indian independence, 75 digital banking units will be set up in a 75 district of country by the commercial banks. PM Narendra Modi ji said it will play a key role in the implementation of the Digital India policy for the economic development. Central government set up our digital banking facilities in every corner of India. Introduction of central bank digital currency will give a boost to the economic development. Due to the digital currency, management system will become easy and cheaper. All the 1.5 lakh post offices in India are set up to be connected to the core banking system in the financial year 2022 and 23. This will enable the financial inclusion and access to the post office's accounts through net banking, ATMs, mobile banking, and also provide an online transfer of funds between the post office's accounts and bank accounts. This will provide a universal banking services for every unbanked household. This will increase the digital payment and also encourage those payment platforms which would be cheaper in rate and easy to use. Financial Minister proposed to set up a digital university to provide world-class education while sitting at home. Government promote the one class, one channel policy and announced the expansion of TV channels from 12 to 200 to be made available in all the regional languages. The gross enrollment ratio up to 50% will achieve under new economic policy. Central government set up a 750 virtual lab of math and science. This will provide a better training to the teachers. In a new economic policy, online, offline, hybrid mode fulfill the objectives of education. New skill development courses will also be introduced in the syllabus of agriculture to meet the needs of farmers, natural farming, zero budget farming and organic farming. Government focus on the skilling, upskilling and reskilling of the youth. For this, government set up a digital ecosystem to promote the online training. Prospectus and opportunities in digital India. In India, the scope of e-commerce companies increases and generate employment opportunities. Digital India, digital technology-based food delivery and transport companies provide employment to the people. Government provides social security and facilities to these employees. In next 5 years alone, manufacturing sector provides 16 lakh employment opportunities. According to the update of 4 January 2022, under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 2021, 4.5 lakh training given to the youth. From starting to till now, 1.39 crore youth will register himself under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Some facts under Digital India. Above 60,000 startups are moving fast in the direction of employment generation. Almost 6 lakhs employment generated in a local job market are increases. Most of the employment opportunities are increases in data science sector. Decacon have a valuation of 10 billion are also increases at present. Paytm and Byju's are Decacon. Conclusion, we concluded that all the steps that will be taken by the central government in Union Budget 2022 and 23 will be all inclusive, forward looking, employable, and most important, self dependent. Thank you so much.
Very nice presentation given by the Ratika Srivastav. In a very limited time, you focused on various apps, tech sector. That's good. To see that matter you have selected is from the education sector and you are worried about. And I would like to call our next presenter,
Thank you so much,
Dashneet
ma'am.
Kaur. Ready with your presentation? Dashneet, are you with there? व्हाट्सएप हुआ नहीं हुआ कोई बात नहीं इधर मेल किया था ना मुझे कल मीटिंग का है हाँ ज्वाइन नहीं हो नहीं मैम आपने स्मार्ट बच्ची इसके साथ तो ये लगा हुआ है तार लगा
Good morning to everyone. This is an auspicious day for our college. Firstly, I, Dashneet Kaur of BCom Finance, is thankful to our teachers for providing us this beautiful opportunity.
I think some technical glitches are there. Soon we are sorting out. सीखेंगे भी बच्चे
Good afternoon to everyone. This is an auspicious day for our college. Firstly, I, Dashneet Kaur of BCom Finance, is very thankful to our teachers for providing us this beautiful opportunity to express our views on the topic central budget individually and supporting us throughout the process. The first question is, what is budget? A budget is an estimation of revenue and expenses over a specified period of time. Budget 2022. Our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the budget in the Lok Sabha and Prime Minister Narendra Modi termed it as a progressive and people-friendly budget. But is it the really case? What all are provided in the budget? And past promises are getting fulfilled or it is faded again? What about the things like crypto and web? How much allocation is there for the education and health sector? And most importantly, what does a common man get? 1 Feb 2022. According to our finance minister, this budget focuses on creating a blueprint for next 25 years. This would be Amrit Kal for India. Health is the heart of the nation. There is minor increase in the budget of health ministry. From 860 trillion, it has been increased to 862 trillion. But an outstanding thing in this budget that the government focuses on the mental health. National Tele Mental Health Program is proposed. This is a case which is really focuses Indian society. During the pandemic, mental health got a hit. In such cases, there is little or no support from the family and friends. This step is very positive by the government. The last and the most important, a common man get a big nothing. Yes, you heard it right. While the budget was presented, hashtag middle class was trending on Twitter.
Thank you, Dashneet. Now it's a time from Renu Singh. We will hear from you. Renu Singh, are you ready? Renu Singh is a student of MCOM first year, and she is also a gold medalist of BCom Finance, our first batch. Renu Singh, over to you. We can see you. I think you are ready. Over to you, Renu.
Good morning, everyone. I am Renu Singh here to present my views on the topic of Budget 2022 prospects in industry and business. As said by Modi ji, startups in India today are the MNCs of tomorrow. Why startups need a greater focus in Budget 2022? India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world with about 60,000 startups. Startups have raised $42 billion in 2021, up from $11.5 billion in the previous year. India saw 46 unicorns in 2021 alone. India, with 90 unicorns, is the third unicorn hub behind the US, that is 487, and China, that is 301, and ahead of the UK, that is 39. Firstly, I talk about tax holidays to be extended in our budget. It is 3 years presently, should be at least of 5 years. In India, the tax holiday for startups is 3 years. Startups, they require more time to develop their right model. And by the time they generate revenue, they are taxed. In Dubai Multi Commodities Center, there is 50 years tax holiday. The tax holiday should be at least of 5 years in India. Its impact is startups will generate their growth capital by saving on taxes. Secondly, I will talk about tax rationalization for investors. Presently, early stage investors are taxed at 20% plus on their gains. Listed companies investment is taxed at 10%. Hence, government should rationalize it to 10%. Singapore has zero capital gain tax. Singapore ranks on various parameters. Second rank in ease of doing business. Third leads in corruption. Fourth rank in futuristic thinking. Fifth rank in safety. Fifth rank in ease of starting business. Sixth rank in higher education. Seventh rank on innovation. Impact. It will help startups raise more capital and motivate investors to take more risk, more investors, and hence more entrepreneurship. Thirdly, I will talk about increasing accelerators and incubators of India. China has more than 2,400 accelerators and incubators. USA has 1,500 accelerators and incubators. India has only 300 accelerators and incubators. Considering the young population and reducing government jobs, India needs to match up. In fact, only 5% of the startups succeed. If there are incubators and accelerators, this number can be doubled. Boost for agriculture and drone startups. Agriculture-based startups to get funding through NABARD. Startups will be facilitated to promote drone Shakti. Incentives to invest in equity. Long-term capital gain tax is presently at 10% after 1 lakh rupee gain. Earlier, it is used to be zero. Government could consider making it zero. Micro impact, individuals can create wealth to achieve their goals such as education, marriage, buying house, retirement, etc. Macro impact of this, due to more investment, there will be less dependency on foreign capital, which will make India Atmanirbhar and reduce stock market volatility. Incentives in invest houses. Rupees 2 lakh interest subsidy to be raised up. 5 lakh. This will incentivize youth to buy a house. Reduction in stamp duty cost across the country to 2% instead of 4 to 7%. When Maharashtra decreased the rate in 2020, the property registration went up by more than 53%. Micro impact individuals will save tax and save transaction costs and be able to afford a house. Macro impact real estate is second largest employer after agriculture, employing more sale of homes, which increase employment, help other sectors like steel, cement, soils, and help the real estate developer recover more slowdown. This will also help banks in recovering their loans. Financial inclusion by making banking, investment, and insurance. Just like Jan Dhan Yojana, there should be Jan Nivesh Yojana, where people should be encouraged to invest in PPF, post office, other government schemes and equity. Insurance should be made compulsory with a phone connection to reach almost 75 crore plus Indians. Macro impact through these schemes, the government will get long-term funds to invest in infrastructure, healthcare, and other development initiatives. And finally, the conclusion of budget 2022 is the government should have tried to improve its global rating on various parameters. Hence, we can say that the budget of 2022 is a futuristic and a bold budget too. But it ignored the current benefit to the ordinary people. Thank you for your precious and valuable time.
Excellent presentation from the Renu Singh. Now we will hear our next presenter, Sona Varshne. Sona Varshne from MCOM student, SSPG College. I welcome you. Over to you, Sona. हाँ बताओ फोन दो प्रेजेंट कर दिया अभी कर दो लाओ ये है लो मैं मेरे नेम थोड़ा इधर Now it's the time to announce another presenters. Vanshika, ready with your presentation? Your next presentation. Mansi Dubey, next. Rachit Sharma, Rajvardhan, and many more. So I think Sona is ready with her presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Greeting to all. Myself, Sona Varshne from SS College, Shahjapur, Uttar Pradesh. From MCOM second year. I want to present on the topic prospects and opportunities of economic development in present central budget. So my topic is Make in India, Be Indian and Made Indian. As we all know that what is budget? We all know budget is annual financial statement as written in Article 112 of the Indian Constitution. But we don't know who is the father of the budget. Father of Indian budget, T.C. Mahalanobis. As we know, the first budget of India was submitted on 18th Feb 1860 by James Wilson and introduced in India on 7th April 1860. Budget prepared by the Department of Economic Affairs and submitted to Parliament of India. Present Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji is presented budget on 1st Feb 2022-23. We all know it's paperless budget. Okay, let's be prospects of budget. Redistribution of income and wealth, reallocation of resources, economic growth, managing public enterprises, economic stability. Now let's understand what are the key highlights of budget 2022 and 23. First, tax on digital assets at the rate 30%, 5G technology in 2023, digital education, mental health, Indian will be issue e-passports, boost for Make in India and defense, India to introduce digital rupee. Let's come to our topic. My topic is Make in India. Make in India is an initiative launched by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 25 September 2014 at Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi. That you can see in my presentation, its logo. Logo is the symbol of Make in India. This logo was inspired by the Ashok Chakra to represent India's success in all spheres. So the tagline is Be Indian and Made Indian. The focus of Make in India program is on 25 sectors. Objective is to facilitating investment, fostering innovation, building best in class manufacturing infrastructure, making it easy to do business and enhancing skill development. 25 sectors listed under Make in India. First, automobile. Second, automobiles, components, aviation, biotechnology, chemicals, construction, defense, manufacturing, electrical machinery, electronic system, food processing, IT and BPM, leather, media and entertainment, mining, oil and gas, ports, railways, renewable energy, roads and highways, space, textile and garments, and thermal power, tourism, hospitality, wellness. So, three main prospects of Make in India. First, attract FDI. FDI stands for Foreign Direct Investments. Second is reduce imports. Third is encourage domestic manufacture. The objective is to increase manufacturing sector's growth to rate 12 to 14% per annum and to create 100 million additional manufacturing jobs in the economy by 2022. Focus area means those areas which can give good results and need more focus. Attract FDI. Schemes launched under Make in India. First scheme launched Skill India. Skill India or the National Skills Development Mission of India launched by the PM Narendra Modi ji on 15th July 2015. The tagline is Kaushal Bharat, Kushal Bharat. Main prospect of Skill India program is to provide adequate training in market relevant skills to over 40 crore youth by 2022. Second is Startup India. Startup India launched on 16th Jan 2016 by the Narendra Modi ji. Tagline is Stand Up India. Objective is supporting entrepreneurs, building a robust startup ecosystem and transforming India into a country of job creators instead of job seekers. So third scheme is Digital India. Digital India launched on 1st July 2015 by PM officially. Tagline is Power to Empower. The three core components of Digital India initiatives are first, digital delivery of services, second, digital infrastructure creation, and third, digital need. Fourth scheme is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. The initiative launched on 28 August 2015 by PM Honorable Narendra Modi ji. Tagline is Mera Khata Bhagya Vidata. This is the financial inclusion program of the Government of India
open to Indian citizens that aim to expand affordable access to financial services such as bank account remittances, credit, insurance, and pensions. Fifth scheme is PLI scheme. PLI stands for Production Linked Initiative Scheme, introduced in March 2020 by PM. Tagline is Atmanirbhar Bharat. The prime objective of PLI scheme is to make manufacturing in India globally competitive by removing sectoral disabilities, creating economies of scale, and ensuring efficiencies. Sixth is PM Gati Shakti. PM Gati Shakti launched on 13th October 2021 at Mumbai. National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity in New Delhi, heralding a new chapter in governance. Tagline is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. This is the digital platform that aims to bring 16 ministries, including railways and roadways, together for integrated planning and coordinated implementation of infrastructure and connectivity projects. Achievements and progress of Make in India. Aviation, biotechnology, chemicals and petrochemicals, constructions, defense. Pradhan Mantri in the construction, Pradhan Mantri Jan Awas Yojana, Grameen houses have led to construction 7 million houses. Defense, electronic system, food processing, thermal power. In the electronic system, the industry had witnessed a 27% increase with around 38,300 created jobs. With the startup of 38 mobile manufacturing units, Disha has enrolled 99.56 lakh candidates trained. Next is prospects of Make in India, developing job opportunity, expand GDP, fortify the rupee, increase in brand value, UP gradation of technology, increasing in FDI, availability of youth minds, development of rural areas, flow of capital, ease of doing business rank is 2014 in 134 and 2020 was the 63. So next come to challenges of Make in India. Negligence of agriculture, depletion of natural resources, loss for small entrepreneurs, and many more. Pollution, bad relations with China, demonetization, poor investment of GST, and the main challenge now. Complicated labor regulations are the hurdles in success. The laws include the rule of equipping only 100 employees in a plant. Main is corruption. Corruption always being the point of setting India back, and bureaucratic procedures are not good enough for the growth in the number of investors. Poor accountability and management of policies. Last, we conclude that Make in India, the national campaign, was launched by Narendra Modi in 2014. It was established primarily for the growth in the manufacturing sector of domestic products and reaching the international heights for the export. Government can fulfill all its objectives as they don't plan it perfectly. If we want to achieve any objective, then we all have to work for it on daily basis. We have to do a proper execution for making our developing country into a developed country. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Boost India's economic growth. And the last one is to enroll unemployment from India free and bringing development. This policy is the urgent need. We can reduce poverty to a great level by solving the unemployment issues for youths. The country's economy will surely achieve great heights after the success of Make in India campaign. Good things will take time. Have faith, have patience. Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you for the. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sona, for such an energetic session given by you. I hope now it is easy to have.
Ma'am, I have a question for Sona Varshane.
Now I will call our next presenter, Vanshika Singh. Nishant, you are not audible. Kindly unmute yourself.
Respected Dice members
Yes,
and
Vanshika,
all
you are audible.
present.
Start your presentation.
Today, I am Vanshika Singh of class MCOM first year at SSPG College. I am here to share my views on topic agriculture sector in central budget. Finance Minister Sita presented the Union Budget in paperless form 2022-23 in Parliament on February 1. The Union Budget is the another name of central budget.
Sorry to
According
interrupt
to
you,
Article
Vanshika. Sorry
112
to
of
interrupt
the
you.
Indian Constitution, the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare has been
I request Uttara ma'am kindly listen. I have found some messages from the participant that they are not able to join. Please look into it and please do a extend towards it so that our participant can join us, because only 30 participants I can see and many of us are messaging us that they are not able to join. Kindly let them in the meeting. It's my request. Now Vanshika, you can carry on.
And all my dear friends, I am Vanshika Singh of class MCOM first year at SSPG College. I am here to share my views on the topic agriculture sector in central budget. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the Union Budget in paperless form 2022-23 in Parliament on February 1. The Union Budget is the another name of central budget. According to Article 112 of the Indian Constitution, the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare has been allocated rupees 1,24,000 crore in 2022-23, which has a 5% increase over the revised estimates of 2021-22. Shri Narendra Singh Tomar, Honorable Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, President of ICAR in present time. Highlights of agriculture sector in 2022-23. 2022-23 has been announced as International Year of Millets. Government to pay rupees 2.37 crore towards procurement of wheat and paddy under MSP operations. Railway will develop new product for small farmers and MSMEs. National farming will be presented along Ganga River corridor. Kisan drones for crop assessment, land records, spraying of insecticides, expected to drive a web of technology in agro sector. Benefits of Kisan Drone. It helps in achieving more yields by using resources effectively. It provides good ROI. It helps in monitoring environmental data, which help in smart farming. It is a time and cost saving. Drawbacks of Kisan Drones. It receives basic knowledge and skills to operate the agriculture drones. It is difficult to fly them in extreme conditions. Conclusion. We have plentiful evidence that drones are a useful and increasing widely used technology for collecting and operational data in support of humanitarian operations. The IFRC should to support national security societies as they integrate drones into their day-to-day operations. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Vanshika, for your words. Now it's the time to call our next presenter, Mansi Dubey. Mansi Dubey, are you there? Mansi Dubey, I'm calling you. I think she is not there. So our next presenter will be Nishant Gupta. Nishant, over to you.
Ma'am, I am not going to present anything, but I am taking part in this debate. I didn't take anything.
Okay. I think another Nishant was there, so it could be a confusion. So our next presenter will be Mansi Dubey. Are you there? Rachit Sharma. Rachit Sharma, the student of BCom Computer. जाके help करो उसकी.
मैं रचित शर्मा बीकॉम कंप्यूटर का छात्र आज के विषय पर अपने विचार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं। मैंने वर्तमान बजट में दूरसंचार विषय पर संक्षिप्त अध्ययन किया है। जो कि मैं आपको बताने जा रहा हूँ। मैंने दूरसंचार क्षेत्र में शोध करते हुए यह जानकारी प्राप्त की कि सरकार ने वित्तीय वर्ष 2022-23 में 5G दूरसंचार सेवाएं शुरू करेंगी। इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी में सुधार और इंटरनेट अर्थव्यवस्था को कुशलता से विकसित करने के लिए देश भर में 5G सेवाओं को तैनात करने के महत्व पर जोर दिया जा रहा है और भारत नेट परियोजना के तहत दूर दराज क्षेत्रों सहित सभी गांवों में ऑप्टिकल फाइबर बिछाए जाएंगे। इसके साथ ही स्कीम में बताया गया है कि केंद्र सरकार अगले वित्त वर्ष में ब्रॉडबैंड कनेक्टिविटी को मौजूदा 1.30 लाख गांव से लेकर 2 लाख गांव तक बढ़ाने का ऐलान किया है। भारत नेट प्रोजेक्ट मेक इन इंडिया मिशन के तहत शुरू किया गया एक प्रोग्राम है। इस प्रोजेक्ट को शुरू करने का मुख्य उद्देश्य देश के ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में बेहतर और सस्ती ब्रॉडबैंड कनेक्टिविटी मुहैया कराना है। सरकार की ओर से यह कन्फर्म किया गया है कि सरकार प्रोडक्शन लिंक इनिशिएटिव PLI योजना के रूप में डिजाइन बेस्ड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए एक स्कीम लाई जाएगी, जिसके 5G के लिए इकोसिस्टम को बूस्ट मिलेगा। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Rachit, for your presentation. Now I would like to call Rajvardhan. Rajvardhan. Okay, Rajvardhan, I think they are not able to hear us. Kushal Goyal. Kushal Goyal. I call you for your presentation. अनम्यूट करके बोलो मुझे सेंड कर दी व्हाट्सएप पे। ठीक, मैं प्रेजेंट करूंगी तो बोलो। भरोसा नहीं। कौन से वाले हो तुम? वाले हो? वही बैठा है। जब कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा तो कहाँ से रहे तुम? कहो तो खत्म कर दें ऐसे, तुम लोगों का हो जाए बस। अभी 2-3 लोग हैं जो बाहर के हैं, उनको Kushal, it is visible. You can start.
Hello everyone. Thank you for having me. Myself Kushal Goyal, student of BCom first year, and here I am here to present my views on the annual budget 2020-23, whether it is strength, flaws, or consequences for us. So, without a further delay, let's begin. Firstly, I want to tell you what is government budget. Government budget is a financial statements of expected receipts and expected expenditures of the government that shows budgetary policies of its government to achieve the objectives with growth and stability. So now I want to tell you the budget. The budget is presented in 2022 by our FM Shri Nirmala Sitharaman on 1st Feb at 11 a.m. In this, the budget 2022 is generally focused on digital and technology sectors like infrastructure, health, education, and provisions of e-services to the masses. The Union Budget laid a foundation and a blueprint of the economy over Amrit Kal, which is of 25 years in future, as we are celebrating this year 75th of the independence. So this budget is not means this budget laid a foundation for the budget that is for over 100 years. After achieving the 100 years of independence, when we see our country before the at the 75th year, we understand how it helped us in the development at a very high rate. In this budget, India posted a 9.2% of GDP growth, which is the highest among all economies, which are amid after the Omicron waves. As we can see, the speed of our vaccination campaign has helped dramatically. The FM stated that Sabka Prayas, which will continue with growth, strong growth. Budget 2022 has provided a sharp increase in public investment and capital expenditure provisions. Strategic transfer of ownership of Air India has been completed. The total amount of the budget that is being projected is 39 lakh 44,909 lakh crore, which is 6.4% more of the previous year's budget. Now, the total budget allocation is a 6.4% physical deficit. This year has been projected in fiscal year 2023. Revised physical deficit estimated is 6.9% of GDP. States to get a 1 lakh crore as 50 years interest-free loans to help fund as PM Gati Shakti related investments. The government's effective capital expenditure is estimated at 10.68 lakh crore in 2020-23, about 4.1% of its GDP. So I want to tell you what are the objectives of the government budget, which is to be taken care by making of the government budget. First, it is GDP growth. Second is allocation of resources for maximization of welfare. Third, it is a redistribution of income and wealth. Fourth point will be balanced regional growth. Fifth point, economic stability. As we know, this budget more focused on is basically focused on growth and all, promoting technology-enabled development, energy transitions, and climate for the future, and effective development of crops for the farmers. Now, the virtuous cycle starting from private investment crowded it in by public capital. The union budget mainly focuses on the infrastructure on the basis of four priorities, that is PM Gati Shakti, inclusive development, productivity enhancement and investment, sunrise, opportunity, energy transitions, and climate actions. In this way, by this graph, I want to show you all, this is the development and the GDP development graph, which has been in 2019-20, 2021, and this year 2021 to 2022. In this, we can easily see the GDP, which has gradually decreases due to the corona wave. But as we can see the speedy recovery in this by the program of the vaccination, which has helped dramatically in the development and strategize the development of our country. Now I want to tell you the highlights of the budget, as the main topic of our this session is budget only. So there are 14 sectors in which government help us in boosting for the development of our country this year. This year's budget can be easily say that it is a development budget. Firstly, I want to tell you about the infrastructure. In this, the 400 Vande Mataram trains will be developed in the next 3 years. 25 kilometers of road track will be developed in 3 years, which helps in the connectivity and makes the all easy for the transportation of goods from one place to another. Here it has shown that the transportation system has been targeted to develop for the more development in infrastructure, including the roadways, railways, airways, waterways, other transitions, logistics, which help in the development of this. In this, we have to know that one station, one product, that is ODOP. It will help in the development of different cities, as it will help in that several states and several cities having their different product, which is to be highlighted in this budget, and will be sell at a higher rate by the promotions to develop the poor people and help in the transitions of in the term of Gati Shakti, as it has already shown. Okay, so the next point will be of agriculture. It has been clearly shown in this concept. There is the chemical-free national farming to be promoted in India by the government, which helps the farmers to earn their higher rate of the crops, which will be produced by the farmers. In this time, government promotes promotes the infrastructure in the way of in the way of drones. That the drones will be mostly of all 90% will be developed in India only, which help us IT sector to develop. Use of Kisan drones to be promoted for crop assessment, designation of land records, spraying of insecticides and nutrients. In this, the government will help the farmers to keep the all the records by the using of drones only, and the MSP of for farmers to be transferred directly into the bank account. In this way, the farmers can get their income at their own rate only. Now I want to speak about the next sector, that is the business sector, in which MSME helps more about to development of the business sector, as it is the lifeline of our economy to develop. As in this emergency credit line guarantee scheme, which has been given in 2019 only to develop the country, in this help 130 lakhs MSME migrate the worst impact of the pandemic. As we say, expert says ELCGS emergency credit line extension till March 2023 is a critical step which helps the other business sectors to grow and develop. As when the business sector will grow, it will give the employment and other benefits to the employment rate, and which will decrease the unemployment rate. Expert says they took measures to make MSME more resilient and competitive. So, after the accelerating growth of MSME, now I want to show some views on the topic of education system. Digital universities to be set up for online education, focusing on ICT using a hub and spoke model. Select ITIs in all states that will offer scaling courses online via TV channels, one class, one TV channel, which is launched in this program of PM eVidya. It will be expanded from class 12 to which will be expanded to 12 to 200 TV channels, which supports the different class members to see their respective subjects, which help them in the distribution of this distribution and the supplementary education in regional languages for class 1 and 12. Now the next topic will be e-passport. E-passport, in this way, insurance of e-passports with futuristic text to be introduced in 2020 to 23. The finance minister has said India would start issuing e-passports in 20 to 23. When first announced in 2019, there were some of the features proposed that these e-passports will take a few seconds to read. The prototype will test it in a US government identified laboratory. They are expected to have thicker front and back covers. The back cover is expected to have a small silicon chips will help the person's identity card to be recognized and help the members to keep the documents easily. So at last, I want to tell you that an online bill system will be launched in the Department of Digital Currency to promote the banking sector. So at last, I want to tell you all this budget is basically a very good budget for the development of our country, India. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kushal Goyal. I think you have done a lot of research on this budget and you presented a very long. I request all the participants that they should just minimize their presentation within 2 minutes max to max, so that all the presentations can able to present. Thank you. And now I would like to call another presenter, Naman Mishra. Naman Mishra, student of BCom Finance, first year, first semester, student of SSPG College. Over to you, Nishant. Naman Mishra, sorry, Naman Mishra.
मैम हर चीज में मैं ही क्यों आ जाता हूँ?
Good morning, all of you. I am Naman Mishra, students of BCom Finance, standing in front of you to present my views on the topic budget infrastructure. According to a finance minister, this year budget will be focused to make a blueprint for India for next 25 years. Till now, we are just talking about India at 75, but from now we will talk about India at 100. There are 4 areas of focus in this budget: PM Gati Shakti, inclusive development, energy transition, and climate action. And but last but not least, financing of investments. Under PM Gati Shakti plan, national highways will be expanded to 25,000 kilometers, and an outlay of 20,000 crores is allotted for this work. Rivers will be interlinked, and that's a very good plan because in many countries, inland waterways is a better way to commute. This time, government is giving much thrust to digital infrastructure. So under digital infrastructure, banking, payments, fintech, innovation related or increasing digi-infra in rural areas, government will be giving much thrust on these this year. So the auction of 5G spectrum is also to be held this year. Secondly, e-passports will be introduced by which we can apply for passports by sitting at our home. Now let's discuss about hits and misses of the budget. Capital expenditure got a big boost by 35% and government has said that national highways network would be expanded. And it is a good thing if we get infrastructure development, it will boost employment as well. And this is a big hit of the government. Government is giving much thrust on infrastructure like 5G and fiber optic cable in rural areas. This is another hit of the government. Government is discussing about artificial intelligence, clean tech, solar, electric vehicles, and all these are very important, not only for India but for the whole world. This is the third hit by the government. Nowadays, many people are trading in crypto. So tax is applied on crypto and digital assets, but the indication is that government is recognizing it as and accepts it as an asset class. Sports budget of this year got a high boost of 305 crores. The main reason behind this is obviously the performance of our sports person in Olympics. And this is another big hit for the government because it will motivate many people towards the sports industry. But when the budget comes, the common man accepts reduction of the tax rates, but no changes are done in the income tax laws. And it is as it is not a populous budget. Second miss, according to me, is the target of fiscal deficit, which is 6.4%, can be likely to be missed out because capital expenditure is planned very high against revenue receipts. But we are still much better from past years. During the first wave, the deficit had reached 9.3 of the GDP, which came down to 6.5 in to 2021. Manrega, the biggest scheme for rural jobs by the government, cut its budget by 2.5%, 25% as compared to last year. This is another miss of the government because it will increase unemployment. Last year, government allotted 2,33,083 crore for transport, but this year allotted budget is 3,51,851 crores for transport. It means it gives a use boost of 51% to transport industry. Last year allotted budget for urban development was 54,581 crores, but in this year it is increased to 76,514. And it is very good that government is investing more on infrastructure and development. Last year for agriculture and elite services, budget was 1,48,301 crores, and this year it is 1,51,521 crores. Since there was election in many states, people are thinking that government will give big boost to agriculture, but government increased it only 2.2% from last year. Budget allotted for education is increased up to 10% as compared to last year, but still it needs more increment according to me. On health, government increased its allotted budget from 74,000 to is 86,606 crores. Means it gives a big boost of 16% to health sector. On rural development, government increased 6% on fertilizer subsidy, increased 32% from the allotted budget. By this, I would like to conclude my words. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Naman. Now, our next presenter will be Piyush Shukla, and after Piyush, Praful ready. Praful from BCom Finance first semester. Now it's a time to presentation from the Piyush Shukla, student of Econ Finance. Actually, finance students are very so much excited to present their thoughts on the central budget. So the students list is very long. Now, Piyush Shukla, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, to giving me a special opportunity to represent my views on the topic of the Central Budget 2022 and 23. Myself, Piyush Shukla, from BCom Finance first year. The government budget goals for financial year 2022 and 23 aims to further India's appreciation in Amrit Kal as it moves toward its 100th year post-independence, focus on growth and all-inclusive welfare, promoting technology-enabled development, energy transactions, and climate actions. Virtuous cycle started from private investment crowd by public capital investment. The Union Budget for financial year 2020-2023 this year aims to strengthen the infrastructure with it focus on four priorities of number first PM Gati Shakti, number two inclusive development, number three productive enhancement and investment, sunrise opportunities, energy transits and climate actions. Number four financing of investments. The Union Budget website lists the highlights of the financial year 2020-2023 government. The press information website provides a summary of the government budget. The productivity linked increases in 14 sectors of achieving the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat has received excellent response with the potential to create 60 lakhs new jobs and the additional product of rupees 30 lakh crore during the 5 year. Some key factors are there. The India's GDP has witnessed robust recovery twice with the past two waves of the pandemic are tested by the nation's economic realities, providing great fiscal space to states. Number first, enhance outlay of scheme of financial assessment to state for capital investments from rupees 10,000 crore in the budget station to rupees 15,000 crore in received estimation of current year. Allocation for 1 lakh crore in 2020 to 23 to assess the state in catalyst overall India interest-free loan for and over new borrowings. In 2020 to 23, state will be allotted a fiscal deficit of 4% of GSDP, which 0.5% will be tied to power sector reforms, agriculture and ailing sector. 2.37 lakh crore direct payment to 1.63 crore farmers for procurement of wheat and paddy. Number two, chemical free natural farming to be promoted throughout the country. Initial focus is on farmers' lands in 5 kilometer wide congens along River Ganga. NABARD to facilitate fund with blending capital to finance startup for agriculture and rural enterprises. Number four, Kisan Jokes for crop assessment, digitalization of land records, sparing of incidents and nutritions. Number four, second, education sector. On class 1 TV channel program for PM E-Vidya to be expected to 2000 new TV channels. Virtual labs are skilled e-labs to be set up to promote critical thinking skills and simultaneously.
Thank you, Piyush, for your presentation. Although you have done wonderful research in this sector, now our next presenter will be Praful, Mishra, student of BCom Finance, first semester. As I told, finance students are so many dedicated towards this and they want to present. So a request from all the participants, kindly take us 1 or 2 minutes only for a presentation. So I can give everyone time. Over to you, Praful.
Good morning, everyone. I am Praful Mishra, going to give some views on the topic government budget. Budget. First of all, what is budget? A budget is an estimation of revenue and expenses over a specified period of time and is usually complied and re-evaluated on periodic basis. It means every year the government made the budget. Budget 2022. Our Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, presented the Union Budget of 2022 in the Lok Sabha, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi termed it as a people-friendly and progressive budget. But is it the really case? What all are the provided in the budget? Are the past promises getting purpose, or again fates are being promised? What about the things like crypto and web? How much allocation is there for health sector and education sector, and most importantly sector, the budget for a middle class man? 2 Feb 2022. According to Finance Minister, this budget focuses on creating a blueprint of India's next 25 years. This would be Amrit Kal for India. Here are some key highlights from Budget 2022. Tax relief to persons with disabilities. Provision to file an updated return on payment and additional tax. Virtual digital assets to be taxed at 30%. Gift of virtual assets will be taxed at the receiver and no change in the income tax slab for 2022. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is the most important part of the budget. PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan at the cost of rupees 20,000 crore. National highways network to be expanded by 25,000 kilometers in 2022 to 2023. 400 new Vande Bharat trains are to be manufactured in next 3 years. 60 kilometers of roadway under the Parvatmala project. Metro systems, multimodal connectivity will be facilitated on priority. Then agriculture. Rupees 2.37 lakh crore towards direct payment for minimum support price. MSP. Procurement of wheat, paddy, kharif and rabi crops, benefiting over 1 crore farmers. This chemical-free natural farming to be promoted across the country. Next is digital development. RBI to introduce digital rupee using blockchain technology in 2022 to 2023. 75 digital banking units to be set up across 75 districts. E-passports with embedded chips and futuristic technology to be rolled out. Now health. National digital health ecosystem to be rolled out. National telemental health program to be set up to focus on mental health. Here is the corona period and government provided many facilities to all people with free vaccination and everything. Health and family welfare. In the health sector, the government has proposed a minor increase in the budget of health ministry. From rupees 860 trillion, it has been increased to 862 trillion. It's a very big amount. But the money that was being spent on medical and public health saw a huge budget cut off 45%. From rupees 740 trillion, it has been cut to approximately 410 trillion. The reasoning for this by the government is that they would not need to spend a huge amount on COVID vaccination. National Telemental Health Program, 23 telemental centers. But an outstanding thing is in this budget is that the government has a new focus on mental health. National Telemental Health Program has been proposed under which more than 223 telemental health center of excellence would be set up to help people. And as you know, this is such an issue that is rarely focused upon in our Indian society. And the government budget of this year is 39 crore 44,909 crores. During the pandemic, the mental health of people has been taken a hit by staying locked in their homes. According to WHO, World Health Organization, in every 1 out of 4 families who suffer from mental health disorder, and in such cases, there is a little or no support from friends and family. They initiated by the government as a very positive step. Thank you.
Nicely presented by Praful. Thank you for your presentation. Our next presentation is Shriji. Shriji, I request you to ready for the next presentation. Shriji, student of BCom Finance, first semester student of SSPG College. Very hardworking, laborious girl of our semester class. Shriji, I welcome you. Shriji said. Over to you, Shriji.
Good morning to one and all present over here. I, Shriji Seth of BCom Finance. Kautilya mentions in their Arthashastra that to maintain a strong nation, we should have a strong Arthashastra. Kautilya means Chanakya says that all the undertaking of the government depends upon finance. There is no shortage of human
Sorry to
demand.
interrupt you, Shriji.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to interrupt you. I think camera is not on. If you want to on your camera, it would be better to see you. And if you are presenting your screen, it is also not visible. Are you ready with your PPT?
Yes, ma'am, I'm presenting.
Oh, okay. It is not visible now. So, over to you, beta. जाके हेल्प कर दो ईशा कोई जिसको पीपीटी प्रेजेंट करना लैपी पे आता हो हेल्प कर दो जाके
Ma'am, is it visible?
No beta, no, it is not visible. Just hold on for a minute. सीटी बज भी जाएगी तुम लोग 4-5 एक साथ जुड़ोगे तो
Video तो
Mic on.
Our Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the Union Budget 2022 to 23 as part of the 25 years lead up to India's 100-year independence. Budget means how much the government will collect tax and how much to invest in any sector. Union budget is basically a mom sitting down and saying, this is my income and this is my expenditure for the coming year. In this way, government makes an estimate of all the incomes and expenditure for the particular year. Present budget mainly focuses on Gati Shakti, inclusive development, productivity enhancement, and investment. Gati Shakti includes roads, railways, airports, water masses, mass transports, etc. And it includes
फोटो ले लेते हैं श्रीजी के साथ.
railways include one station, one product concept, 2,000 kilometers of railway and network to be brought, 400 new generation Vande Bharat train to be manufactured, and in agriculture, chemical-free natural farming to be promoted, Kisan drones for crop assessment, NABARD to facilitate with funds. And for this, there is a consolidated fund of India from which the government give loans and
स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो अपने फोन से.
and repayment loans from the consolidated funds. Most of the investment of the government is done from the consolidated fund of India. There are two types of budget: balanced budget and surplus budget.
हो गया.
Thank you.
हाँ. तो एक और ले ले, तुम हो बस. Thank you, Shriji. You presented well. Now I would like to call 3 presenters are left. 2 are research scholars and 1 is Aditi Khanna. So Aditi Khanna, are you with us? Okay, I would like to call
Yes, ma'am.
our research scholar. Okay, Aditi, are you there? So kindly finish it up within 2 minutes and the platform is yours, open for you. Aditi Khanna, student of BCom Honors, SSPG College. Aditi, you are not audible. Kindly.
Speech.
Yes,
Ma'am, can I join after one
now
speech?
audible. Yes. You can start speaking.
It's a network error, ma'am. Actually,
Okay, no problem. If it is all sorted out from your end, then we can continue.
Ma'am, just after one speech, I'll just connect with. It will take 2 to 3 minutes. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Within those time, I would like to call our next presenter, research scholar, research scholar Vijay Agarwal sir, who is a research scholar from Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar. I welcome you for the presentation, Vijay Agarwal sir. Are you with us?
Good afternoon to all. I am Vijay Agrawal, research scholar of Mahatma
Sir,
Gandhi
your
Central
voice
University.
is too low. If you could
Asked
make
to the
us
emotional bond
audible
with
to us.
SSP College Chaitanpur.
Vijay
As
sir,
I am
sorry
one
to
of the
interrupt you.
member of my batch, it is very heartwarming to see such an auspicious national seminar being conducted by SSPG College
If it is
Chaitanpur.
possible from
It
your end,
has been a great honor for me to be a part of SSPG College and also invited in the national seminar. I will be presenting one of my research work in front of you
बोलना
all.
है या कुछ और काम करना है?
1 minute.
नहीं, if you are interested, बोलोगी? हाँ.
My screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Very well presented. Nice presentation. It's visible, sir.
Hello. Yes. ज़्यादा टाइम ना लेते हुए अपनी जो भी मैंने बहुत रिसर्च करी है शाहजहां, मेरा जो टॉपिक है रिसर्च का वो इन्वेस्टमेंट पैटर्न ऑफ एकेडमिशियन विद स्पेशल रेफरेंस टू शाहजहांपुर। बजट 2020 के बाद मैंने कुछ चेंजेस देखे जो आदमी की इन्वेस्टमेंट एकेडमिशियंस की साइकोलॉजी में देखने को मिलते हैं, तो मैंने उससे रिलेटेड एक रिसर्च करी। पहले मैं कुछ बेसिक बता दूं आपको कि देयर इज नथिंग कांस्टेंट इन द वर्ल्ड, मतलब कि इस दुनिया में कुछ भी फिक्स नहीं है। जैसे जैसे कुछ चेंज आता है, टेक्नोलॉजी में चेंज हो या वर्ल्ड में कुछ चेंज हो, उसका इम्पैक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट साइकोलॉजी में हमेशा देखने को मिला है। कहने का मतलब है कि इंडिविजुअल की साइकोलॉजी कैसे चेंज होती है इन्वेस्टमेंट को लेकर। मैंने यहाँ पर इंडिविजुअल में एकेडमिशियंस को लिया है शाहजहांपुर के। मेरे जो एकेडमिशियंस हैं वो 60 लोग हैं। उन 60 लोगों में मैंने ये देखा है कि कैसे एक एकेडमिशियंस अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट बिहेवियर को देख रहे हैं बजट 2020 के बाद में, कि उनका क्या चेंज आया है, क्या उनका माइंडसेट है ग्रोथ को लेकर, रिस्क मैनेजमेंट को लेकर, या फ्यूचर में वो कैसे अपने पैसे को इन्हांस करते हैं बढ़ाने के लिए। तो जो मैंने जो भी रिसर्च करी है उसमें मेरे जो सुपरवाइजर सर हैं शिरीष मिश्रा का बहुत बड़ा रोल रहा है। मैं बात करता हूँ इंट्रोडक्शन की। देखिए, कोई भी जब अर्निंग करता है, अर्निंग करने के बाद उसके सामने दो ऑप्शन होते हैं, या तो वो अर्निंग को सेव करके रख ले बैंक में या कैश इन हैंड के रूप में, या उस इन्वेस्टमेंट को जो प्रेजेंट टाइम में है उसको कुछ फ्यूचर बेनिफिट के लिए वो रिजर्व कर दे। जो फ्यूचर बेनिफिट के लिए जो रिजर्व का कहने का मतलब होता है कि बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस होते हैं किसी भी चीज में इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए। गोल्ड हो सकता है, पोस्ट ऑफिस स्कीम्स हो सकती है, गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी है, रियल एस्टेट है, स्टॉक मार्केट है, म्यूचुअल फंड है, क्रिप्टो मार्केट है। ये सब क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर में जितने भी इन्वेस्टमेंट के पैटर्न हैं, इनमें सारे पैटर्न में सारा रिस्क सेम नहीं होता। किसी पैटर्न में ज्यादा रिस्क है, किसी पैटर्न में कम रिस्क है। तो जैसी एक इंडिविजुअल एकेडमिशियंस की अर्निंग होती है उसी की अकॉर्डिंग वो इन्वेस्ट करता है चीजों में। सेकंड स्लाइड मैंने दो ऑब्जेक्टिव लिए हैं। पहला जो मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव है टू आइडेंटिफाई करना कि डेमोग्राफिक, जैसे कि लाइक डेमोग्राफिक फैक्टर लाइक जेंडर, कि जेंडर से मेरा मतलब है मेल और फीमेल, कि एक मेल एकेडमिशियंस और फीमेल एकेडमिशियंस जो है वो कितना अवेयर है म्यूचुअल फंड मार्केट को लेकर या स्टॉक मार्केट या क्रिप्टो मार्केट को लेकर। और सेकंड मेरा जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है स्टडी का, वो प्रेफर्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट एवेन्यू है वाई एकेडमिशियन, कि कौन सा सबसे ज्यादा बजट 2020 के बाद में कौन सा ऐसा इन्वेस्टमेंट एवेन्यू है जिसे एकेडमिशियन सबसे ज्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं। तो मेरी जो हाइपोथेसिस है, वो मेरी पहली जो हाइपोथेसिस मैंने डिजाइन करी है कि कोई भी सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस नहीं होता है कि अवेयरनेस को लेकर मेल और फीमेल में। मतलब मेरा मानना है कि मेल और फीमेल में कोई ऐसा डिफरेंस नहीं है स्टॉक मार्केट। सेकंड मेरी जो हाइपोथेसिस है वो म्यूचुअल फंड को लेकर, और थर्ड मेरी जो है क्रिप्टो मार्केट को लेकर। मैंने जो रिसर्च मेथोलॉजी यूज करी है वो एक डिस्क्रिप्टिव रिसर्च है। सैंपल साइज मेरा 60 रिस्पोंडेंट है। मतलब मैंने शाहजहांपुर में 60 एकेडमिशियंस से डाटा कलेक्शन किया, प्राइमरी डाटा कलेक्शन किया। उसके बाद जो रिजल्ट आया उनको फिल्टर जो भी करके मैंने किया। मैंने जो SPSS 26 में chi-square टेस्ट का यूज किया है। जो मेरी स्टैटिकल एनालिसिस है, मैं ज्यादा टाइम ना लेते हुए सीधे रिजल्ट पे आता हूँ। मैम, मैंने पहली जो मेरी हाइपोथेसिस है स्टॉक मार्केट की मेल और फीमेल में, कि मैंने लिखा है उसका जो रिजल्ट है कि कोई भी मैंने डिफरेंस नहीं देखा, कि मतलब कि मेल और फीमेल में ऐसा कोई डिफरेंस नहीं देखा कि दोनों में डिफरेंस बहुत ज्यादा हो कि अवेयरनेस को लेकर। सेकंड मेरी जो मैम हाइपोथेसिस का रिजल्ट आया है कि उसमें मेल और फीमेल में कोई भी सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस नहीं था जेंडर में म्यूचुअल फंड को लेकर। और थर्ड जो मेरी हाइपोथेसिस का रिजल्ट था, कोई भी क्रिप्टो मार्केट में कोई भी सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस नहीं था। रिजल्ट पे आते हैं सीधे। जेंडर में मेरे 77% मेल थे और 23% फीमेल थे, और उनका जो पे था वो अलाउ, इसमें से 25% लोगों का पे अलाउ करता था और 25% का लोगों का पे इन्वेस्टमेंट के अलाउ नहीं करता था, और 75% लोगों का मैम अलाउ करता था। मोटिव क्या था इन्वेस्टमेंट के पीछे 2022 के बजट जो आया, तो उसमें जो बजट आया उसमें ज्यादातर एकेडमिशियंस थे, उन्होंने ये देखा कि मैं फ्यूचर ग्रोथ के लिए इन्वेस्ट करूंगा, और जिसमें से 12% जो यंगस्टर लोग थे उन्होंने टैक्स प्लानिंग को देखा। क्योंकि जितना आजकल देख रहे हैं कि जितना भी जो भी बजट वगैरह आ रहे हैं, जो भी स्टॉक मार्केट है, उस स्टॉक मार्केट में वेरिएशन बहुत ज्यादा आ चुका है। पहले के समय में क्या होता था, इतने IPOs वगैरह नहीं आते, तो इन्वेस्टमेंट और ना इतना आदमी स्टॉक मार्केट के बारे में अवेयर होता था। अब जो प्रेजेंट टाइम में देखा जा रहा है, जब मेल हो फीमेल हो, तो स्टॉक मार्केट का एक बहुत ज्यादा अवेयरनेस तो आई है, साथ साथ इनका यंगस्टर का इंटरेस्ट भी बहुत बड़ा, क्योंकि यंगस्टर जो होता है रिस्क टेकर बहुत बड़ा होता है, कि एक मतलब जो यंग है अगर 30-40 तक का देखें तो वो बहुत बड़ा रिस्क टेकर होता है। तो वो स्टॉक मार्केट भी आप जानते हैं बहुत बड़ा रिस्क वाली चीज होती है। तो वो इन्वेस्टर जो होता है ज्यादातर स्टॉक मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है, जो अवेयर है इस चीज से। उसके बाद जैसे एक एज के बाद क्या देखा जा रहा है, मैंने जो स्टडी करी 40 के ज्यादा जो एकेडमिशियंस वाले थे, एज वाले थे, वो बहुत ज्यादा रिस्क नहीं लेना चाहते इन्वेस्टमेंट पर। कहने का ये मतलब है कि वो गोल्ड में इन्वेस्ट करना है या पोस्ट ऑफिस स्कीम में इन्वेस्ट करना है, इस तरह से देख रहे थे। उन्होंने जो ग्रोथ के पैटर्न को देखा, उन्होंने सबसे जो अनएक्सपेक्टेड ग्रोथ, जो मेरी स्टडी में 60% में 12% लोग थे उनको अनएक्सपेक्टेड ग्रोथ मिली है। इसमें से 63% ऐसे लोग थे जिनको मॉडरेट ग्रोथ मिली है, 3% ऐसे लोग थे जिनको लॉस का बियर करना पड़ा है, तो 20% ऐसे लोग थे जिनको कोई चेंज नहीं आया उनके इसमें। फाइंडिंग में क्या था मेरा कि जो ज्यादातर लोग थे उनका जो मोटिव था वो फ्यूचर ग्रोथ था। मतलब जैसे फ्यूचर ग्रोथ कहने का मतलब ही जो मेरे ज्यादातर लोग थे एकेडमिशियंस की एज ही देखा जाए तो 40 के प्लस ही थी मेरे ज्यादातर। तो उनका जो ज्यादातर जो मेरे एकेडमिशियंस थे उनका जो पर्पस था इन्वेस्टमेंट का बजट 2020 में वो ये था कि वो फ्यूचर ग्रोथ को प्रेफर करते हैं ताकि वो अपने फैमिली को आगे आगे फैमिली के लिए और अच्छा मतलब जो भी उनके फैमिली प्लानिंग है या कुछ भी हो वो कर पाए। कंक्लूजन में ये है कि डेमोग्राफिक फैक्टर्स स्पेशली जो मैरिज वाली होते मैरिटल स्टेटस है और सिग्निफिकेंट इम्पैक्ट। जो मैरिटल स्टेटस होता है उसका इन्वेस्टमेंट पैटर्न पे बहुत ज्यादा सिग्निफिकेंट इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है और इन्वेस्टमेंट की साइकोलॉजी पे। ये अगर कोई अनमैरिड पर्सन है और मैरिड पर्सन है तो उसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट साइकोलॉजी बहुत डिफरेंस होगा। जैसे कि जो अनमैरिड पर्सन है वो ज्यादा रिस्क टेकर होगा, जो मैरिड पर्सन है वो रिस्क टेकर इतना बड़ा नहीं होगा। ये मेरी स्टडी का कंक्लूजन था मैम। तो मैंने ज्यादा टाइम ना लिया इसलिए मैं समाप्त कर। थैंक यू मैम।
मैम मुझे एक क्वेश्चन पूछना है विजय अग्रवाल सर से।
Hold on, Nishan.
मैम प्लीज
Hold on. Let's appreciate first. Such a wonderful presentation
Yeah,
by Vijay sir. Now, Nishan, it's up to you. You can ask the question because you can't. Yes.
विजय
Start.
सर आपने जैसे बताया कि आपने जेंडर में रेशियो इक्वल नहीं रखा है।
यस।
विदाउट इक्वल रेशियो आप किसी भी कंक्लूजन तक कैसे पहुंचे सर, ये जानना है मुझे।
देखो क्या होता है ना निशान, हम लोग जब कोई सैंपल एकेडमिशियंस का सैंपल लिया तो मेरा 75% जो मेल था और 25% फीमेल थी। तो मैंने जो एसपीएसएस टेस्ट लगाया तो उसमें जो क्या होता ना, उसमें जो 75% को प्रोपोर्शन में और 25 प्रोपोर्शन में ही उन्होंने मेरे रिजल्ट को निकाल के दिए। ये सब टूल्स होते हैं, उसमें जो मैंने टूल्स अप्लाई किया तो वो जो उसकी वैल्यू है ना 75 और 25 की, तो जो मेरे एसपीएसएस ने निकाल के दी वो एक्चुअल में उसको 100% बराबर करके दिए हैं। तो उसमें इतना आप सोच रहे वेरिएशन नहीं मिलेगा आपको। आप में जो मेरी वैल्यू को उसने 75 को 50 पर कन्वर्ट किया और जो 25% की वैल्यू थी फीमेल की उसको उन्हें 50% में कन्वर्ट करके बराबर करा मैंने। पहले ऐसे नहीं किया कि मैंने आपको सोचो कि मैंने मेल फीमेल को 25 और 70, मैंने कलेक्शन तो किया 25 और 75 का, वो हुआ, वो चांस वाली बात है। क्योंकि और बात ये है ना, देखो निशान क्या होता है जब हम लोग एकेडमिशियंस होते हैं ना तो आपको ये मान लिया जाता है कि आपके बिहेवियर सेम हो गया। अब आपको जागृति मैम पढ़ा रही हैं और अगर आपको एक अदर कॉलेज उसी डिपार्टमेंट के सेम सर पढ़ा रहे हैं तो आप उसमें डिफरेंस नहीं कर सकते कि मुझे कंपनी लॉ जागृति मैम जो पढ़ा रही हैं या कोई और सर पढ़ा रहे हैं, डिफरेंस नहीं कर सकते। हम लोग एकेडमिशियंस की बात करें, एकेडमिशियंस का मतलब होता है सब मैच्योर लोग इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। उसमें ये नहीं देखा जाता कि मेल और फीमेल कुछ ऐसा होता नहीं है निशान। हम लोग जब एकेडमिशियंस की बात करते हैं, मैंने इसीलिए वर्ड यूज किया एकेडमिशियंस का मतलब होता है सब लोग विद्वान लोग यहाँ पर की बात हो रही है। यहाँ पर उनको हर चीज की मार्केट की नॉलेज है, उसमें मेल और फीमेल का कोई इतना मैटर नहीं करता। ये आप बात कर रहे हो जो उसी की मतलब जो हाउस वाइफ होती हैं, आप अगर हाउस वाइफ को उससे मैंने डाटा कलेक्शन किया होता और सर्विस क्लास से किया था तो मेरी रिसर्च में डिफरेंस आता। मगर जब मैंने एकेडमिशियन से डिफरेंस किया तो आप जेंडर, मैंने बोला जेंडर, मगर आप इतना डिफरेंस नहीं कर सकते चांस में। आप सेटिस्फाई नहीं से किया हो तो क्लियर
सर मैं आपने अभी जिस तरीके से समझाया, अगर आप ये क्लियरली उस समय सर बोल देते तो यहाँ पे जितने भी लोग हैं उनको इन टूल्स के बारे में नहीं पता होगा।
यस हाँ
सर आप
क्या होता है ना, देखो मैंने रिसर्च पेपर डिजाइन किया तो रिसर्च पेपर में हम लोग को जेंडर जो है ना तो क्लियर करना पड़ता है, इसीलिए मैंने इसको पहले बताया। मैंने आपने अगर मुझसे क्वेश्चन किया तो मैंने क्लियर कर दिया।
Thank you, Vijay sir, for such a nice clarification. And yes, we all are benefited. These are the students, and you are the research scholar. You explained very well what is the term academicians and why we don't take the ratio equally. And hope you all enjoyed. Now it's a time for our next presenter because we are having a very short of time, and our next program is also scheduled like Ram Katha is also going to start very soon, so I will request all the participants not to take much more time. Our next presenter, I would like to call next research scholar, Akash Sharma sir, research scholar
Ma'am,
from Department of Commerce, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar. Aditi, please wait, calm down. Yes, Akash sir, hope you are there without any technical issues. Akash Sharma sir, are you with us? Okay, Aditi, you can carry on. Aditi Khanna from student of BCom Finance Computer Honors. You can start. Meanwhile, we will contact with the Akash sir so that you can also present their thoughts. Over to you, Aditi.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to ask you to present my screen, PPT.
Okay, okay. Have you mailed us?
Yes, ma'am, I mailed you.
Okay, okay. Just
I
a minute.
WhatsApp you actually.
Okay, okay. Just a minute. Kindly check it is visible.
Okay. Yes, ma'am, it's visible. Yeah. Thank you. A very good morning to our honorable host, my ma'am, and all the lovely teachers, and to all the guests who are giving their precious time to join us. Okay. Tax. Who discovered tax? Budgets. What are these terms? Why are they even used? Why it was discovered and by whom it was discovered. You know what? Taxes are the core of government. Without taxes, it would be impossible for the government to run the country. Today, all my dear friends and teachers, I, Aditi Khanna, part of the Rohilkhand University from BCom Honors, got this golden opportunity to discuss on our most favorite topic, budget, and today here particularly, taxes. Well, just for the information, Julius Caesar was the one to discover the tax, as you can see on my screen. Well, the union budget was presented by the finance minister on 1st Feb, where she presented a proposal to spend roughly about 38 trillion over the next fiscal year. The government cannot even spend a single penny, my dear friends, without our consent. Many people were disappointed by the budget as the changes in the income tax slabs, changes in the income tax rates, hike in tax deduction, hike in basic exemption limit, Section 80C limit HFH tax benefit. Yes. These were the main expectations the common man had from the budget, since there was nothing in it that would aid the average person who is drowning in debt, paying a high premium, and worried about the children's education. The word middle class was even trending on Twitter. Okay, now let's have some Google research. Pay attention to it. Taxpayers can now file an updated return within 2 years from the relevant assessment year, which is 1st April to 31st March. The new provision will ensure voluntarily tax filing and reduce litigation. 30% tax on proceeds of virtual digital assets with no deductions other than cost of acquisition. And yes, 1% TDS to be levied on payments made on transfer of digital assets. Okay. Now let's come to the most important part of the budget, that is middle class. What did the average person get from the budget? The common man got the same thing, my dear friend, that he was getting from the past several budgets. What? Guess what? A big nothing. Yes, you heard it right. The financial condition of a common man has deteriorated to quite an extent in this pandemic. Many economists believe that if we want to revive the economic growth, we need to focus on middle class. We are the middle class. We are the voice of nation. If the middle class people have more money with them, they'll spend more. The more they will consume, there will be more manufacturing. Because of the increase in consumption, due to which demand will increase and there would be more supply. Basic concepts of economics. And then economic growth would be revived. Now, the supporters of the government will argue saying that though they did not lower the tax, at least that government did not even increase the tax. That's so evil. that this should be enough to make everyone happy. If you're not in loss, then also you're not in profit. That's even. Initially, you may think that they are right, yes, but just think about it practically, friends. Because of the inflation, each year the value of your money is decreasing, but the slabs of tax are same. Yes, think about it. Research about it. What is the inflation here on an average? 6 to 7%. Oh yes. Barely 60 million Indian file ITR and half of these file zero and nearly zero income tax, which makes up for only 7 income taxpayers for every 100 voters. If the tax are not modified with inflation, it would mean that each year the government is taking more and more tax from you. Well, there are so many promises for 2022 in this budget. Yes, that it was literally unbelievable. How many of them have actually been implemented by the government? How many schemes have the government absolutely stopped thinking about? We must ponder on this. Taking not much of your time, what is your opinion on budget? I hope you found this informative. Thank you so much for being so patient, ma'am, teachers, and all my dear friends.
Thank you, Aditi, for your presentation.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, sir. You are audible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Akash, sir, I would like to call you research scholar from Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar. Research scholar from Department of Commerce, Akash Sharma, sir. You will present from your end, or I have to present for you?
I will present from my end. Is it visible?
Yes, yes, it's absolutely visible.
My name is Akash Sharma and I'm a research scholar from Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Bihar. And I would like to present my research work. My research work was basically on cashless Indian economy. It included all the past trend we have witnessed and some new trend that we will witness in future. So the government of India has always been working for the betterment of public by providing it with all possible means. NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, is an initiative by Reserve Bank of India and Indian Bank Association, IBA. They both, in collaboration, made various instruments that has provided financial inclusion for the country. After that, we have witnessed a scheme, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, which launched in 2014, is one of the most successful financial inclusion program by the government of India. And as of 2021 data, a number of 42 crore accounts have been opened under that scheme. And talking about another scheme that came in 2015, Digital India, that the slogan was Power to Empower. This was a flagship program of the government of India with a vision to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. Under this campaign, National Payment Corporation of India, as on 11 April 2016, launched Unified Payment Interface (UPI) as a real payment interface system. I hope you all must have used the UPI for payment. And after that, in last year, 2021, we witnessed a new instrument that it was UPI, that was a non-internet based payment system. Actually, that haven't been among the consumers till yet, but that was basically a payment instrument that was launched in which there was a QR code that can be used for making payments without any internet facility. So government, after creating with every new instrument, tries to overcome the burdens and the problems of the past instrument that have already been in the market. So as we can witness all these instruments and all these avenues that we have witnessed, like COVID pandemic and demonetization, these all events have driven us towards the cashless economy. The National Payment Corporation of India has given the country various such instruments from time to time with the motive of forging the financial inclusion in the country. past events like demonetization, launch of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, introduction of e-payment, unified payment interface UPI, COVID-19 have cumulatively affected the Indian economy. The effect can be concluded as positive because all these events incline the consumers to become cashless or contactless. Moreover, we are about to witness a new revolution in the forthcoming years by the new voucher payment instrument EUPI and also the digital currency that we came to know about in this central budget. So my study was basically I set the objective to identify the relationship between the demographic factors like gender and the awareness about the UPI. My study was to know about the awareness among the respondent of the already existing UPI instrument. Also to identify the how aware they are about the new instrument that came in 2021, that was UPI. My hypothesis was there is no significant difference in adoption of UPI among the male and female customers. My research design was descriptive since the study was conducted to study the perception of the individuals. My assumption of the study was respondent have positive attitude, rational behavior, and has provide real and accurate actual information. My study sample was 150, and after filtration, I used 139 respondent, and primary data was collected using structured questionnaire. The data was analyzed and filtered using SPSS 26. Chi-square test was performed to check the significance in the test. My study group was of 139 members, out of which 55 were female, 45 were male members, and out of these, there were 6 high school and intermediate students, 43 under 36 postgraduate students, 18 research scholars, and 36 working professionals. And after the test was conducted on behalf of their observation, we calculated there is a significant difference in the adoption of UPI among male and female customers. Talking about the research result, we get that out of the total 139 population of the respondent, 10% population was unaware and rest 90% was aware of the UPI. Out of the aware population, the 139 member, 78 have ever used it, and 22% never used the UPI. Another question was asked to the respondent that if they would like to transfer an amount of above 10,000, what would they prefer? They were given various options: RTGS, UPI, NEFT, IMPS, and it was surprisingly seen that most of them, almost 72%, would choose UPI as a payment instrument. And most of the population considered UPI as a secure and safe instrument for payment. 84% of the people were think that it was a secure instrument. And talking about the new instrument that came, that was launched in 2021, that UPI, 58% people were unaware about that instrument. I may guess that maybe most of you are still unaware about that instrument, and only few of you will be aware about it. Talking about my findings, majority of the respondents were aware about the UPI payment method. Most of them have used the UPI. Respondent preferred public bank over the private bank account. UPI is mainly because of, they were using UPI mainly because of immediate payment services. UPI experience for respondent have been satisfying, and they would pay for the payment of amount of 10,000 and above. Respondent consider UPI as a secure and safe payment method. Problem in UPI were more often due to bank server rather than their user internet connectivity. Majority of the respondents were still unaware of the e-UPI instrument. Finally, I could conclude my study. Indian government campaign Digital India is achieving the milestones. National Payment Corporation of India (NPCI) has given the country the various instruments from time to time with the motive of forging the financial inclusion in the country. UPI is one of such instruments. This instrument has not only been gained the popularity in the native countries, but also in becoming popular globally. Many nations have adopted the India's UPI payment method. This study showed that UPI has been the most preferred payment instrument by the Indian public over other available payment options. NPCI launched eUPI in August 2021. This instrument, like the UPI, will be a revolutionary step taken by the Indian government. The eUPI, the government has focused and tried to overcome the present challenges being faced by the UPI. eUPI is a prepaid e-voucher payment instrument whereby the payment is pre-blocked. Hence, eUPI provides the non-internet means of digital payment, and this will definitely cater the rural population needs. Uh, Talking about the budget theme, that we came to know about the digital currency. Digital currency will also be a more revolutionary step taken by our government. So that's all from my side, and thank you for patiently listening me. Thank you so much.
I'm going to ask a question from you, Akash.
Big thank you, Akash sir, for presenting such a wonderful, articulated presentation. It has each and every line is having such a nicely elaborated. The charts you made, that was fabulous. And I think two of our candidates are having questions, but the restriction is asked only one question from only one. Aditi, first
Yes.
your chance.
Okay, yes, only one question. Akash, I want to ask that how, as you said, the backward region is, many of them are not even aware about the UPI. So, how would you suggest to aware the backward region of India? How would you suggest that they should be aware of these things?
I totally agree with your question. Mainly, most of the schemes that government launches, people are mostly unaware about those schemes. Like me being a scholar, there are many programs and schemes for and facilities for the scholar, but we are still unaware. So the problem here comes with the government and the promotion of those scheme to the target audience. I think government should infuse this facility from the rural point of view, for whom this facility they are making and providing. So they should make campaigns and make programs only focusing the rural population firstly, as this was an instrument that can be revolutionary, as it needs no internet facility, only a printed QR code which has a pre-blocked amount can cater the problem of the non-internet areas. So spreading awareness would be the only part the government can play.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Paper.
Sorry?
We academicians can only write and publish such research articles.
Exactly, exactly. The promotion can be done to make them aware. I totally agree with your answer. Thank you.
I think Ajay Yadav, you are also having any question? Or by mistake?
मैम मैंने मिस कर दिया सब कुछ एक्चुअली
You
में
have asked. You have asked the number of questions sufficiently.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है मैंने
Okay, okay.
Nishant, I want to ask from you one question.
No, there is no debate kind of things are going on. We have leftover participants, so our next participant is Mansi Dubey. Akash sir, thank you for your presentation and answering the question in such a nice way. Mansi Dubey.
मैम बहुत सराउंडिंग है ईयरफोन से कान खराब हो जाएंगे
You can leave the meeting.
The budget is not just a collection of numbers, but an expression of our values and aspirations. Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Guests, respected teachers, and all my dear friends presented here. I am Mansi Dubey from BCom Finance Section, first semester. As we all know, our Honorable Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, has given the budget on 1st February 2022. The Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, has prepared this budget under his guidance and surveillance by Finance Ministry. As we all know, Indian budget, the Union budget is expected to put the economy on the accelerated growth path after the impact caused by the pandemic. Now, what are the introductions to budget of 2022? The Union budget laid a foundation and blueprint of economy over Amrit Kal of the next 25 years from India at 75 to India at 100. The Finance Ministry stated that Sabka Prayas will continue with the strong growth. Now, what we are the highlights of budget? The tax incentive period is extended by 1 year for startups. Eligible startups incorporated under Section 80 IAC will now get tax benefits until March 2023. AMT alternate minimum tax to be reduced to 15% for cooperative societies. Now the budget allocations. What are the budget allocations? The budget allocations are a 6.4 physical deficit. That means when expenditures are more than the income, this will occur. Has been projected for India in FY financial year 2022 to 2023. This government effective capital expenditure at rupees 10.68 lakh crore in 2022 to 2023, about 4.1% of GDP. Now, what are the education sector according to budget 2022? 2 lakh Anganwadis to be upgraded for improving child health. Digital universities to set up for online education, focusing on ICT using a hub and spoke model. The most important budget given on education sector is one class, one TV channel program of PM Vidya for school children for the need of the hour, and this will enable all states to provide supplementary education in languages for class 1 to 12. Now, the agriculture sector. What are the budget sector? Government to promote funds for blended finance for sunrise opportunities such as climate action, agri-tech, etc. Minimum selling price for farmers to be transferred directly into bank accounts. Funds to be facilitated through NABARD to finance startups for agriculture and rural enterprise relevant for farm produce value chain. Startup will support FPOs and provide tech to farm. Now I am taking rest of my words. Thanking you and have a nice day.
जो करना है मुझे बताओ. Thank you, Mansi Dubey, for such a wonderful presentation. Mansi, you can stop presenting your screen. Just click on the stop presenting, which is in front of you. Okay. Now it's a time for BBA participant. Although they have waited a lot, but only 3-4 participants are left. I would like to call Ishita Gupta. Are you there? Ishita Gupta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. If you are having any PPT presentation, you can send us or present from your end. Otherwise, proceed. Ishika Gupta, student of BBA, SPG College, I welcome you. The platform is yours. Isha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's visible. Fantastic. Start.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ishita Gupta. I'm from SSPG College, Shahjahanpur from BBA department. I'm here to express my views on prospects and opportunities of economic development in present central budget. What is budget? Budget is a financial forecast or plan. A budget is a defined as a plan for estimate of the amount of money needed for cost of living or to be used for a specific purpose. According to Wikipedia, a budget is a financial plan for a defined period, often 1 year. It may also include plans, sales, volumes, and revenues, source quantities, costs and expenses, assets, liabilities, and cash flows. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented the Union Budget 2022 to 2023 as a part of 25 years lead up to India's 100 years independence. Here are some highlights of the budget 2022 to 2023. Expanding education and mental health care. Then the pandemic has meant that many Indian school children have lost up to 2 years of valuable schooling. Major educational programs include expanded digital tools for school in remote regions. So too, it launches a digital university which will provide youth across the nation with access to quality education, particularly in ICT subjects. This initiative hopes to birth the next generation of entrepreneurs. In a significant move, Nirmala Sitharaman announced the launch of National Tele-Mental Health Program, which, built around 23 crore health centers, will provide citizens with access to quality mental health counseling and care services. Emphasizing inclusive development, India 2022 budget aims to expand its support for Indians, particularly vulnerable groups such as girls, women, senior citizens, and farmers. The budget expands social welfare support while economically empowering marginalized groups through job creation. The government sees inclusive development working in concert with the digital and green economic agenda, while multimodal transport and logistic projects target better connectivity, infrastructure, and economic connectivity. Plans include construction of 25,000 kilometers worth of new highway and 100 cargo terminals. Launching our digital currency. Indian Minister's 2022 budget speech focused on various initiatives to boost India's digital economy, including the launch of a digital rupee within 2022. Minister Nirmala Sitharaman noted that the central bank's digital currency will give a big boost to the digital economy and lead to a more efficient and cheaper currency management system. India is going green. The inhabitants of India's major cities are already living up to the realities of extreme weather conditions. The effects of climate change may balloon infrastructure and public health costs in years to come and decrease labor productivity and workable hours. The highlighted key highlight is under this section from India's 2022 budget includes 280 GB of installed solar energy capacity by 2030, promotion of clean tech and clean governance solution, and special mobility zone with zero fossil fuel policies. Here are some highlighted points as opportunities. India's 2022 budget aims to harness the monument that has made India the fastest growing large economy, targeting new growth opportunity in the green economy and tech industries. The government is pushing forward with its citizen empowerment agenda, promising jobs, inclusive development, healthcare transformation, and female empowerment. Total expending in 2022 is expected to be rupees 39.45 lakh crore. Total receipts other than borrowing are expected to be 22.84 lakh crores in 2022 to 2023. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ishika Gupta. Ishita Gupta. You presented very well.
Yes, ma'am.
PPT was well articulated. And our next presenter, Sania, student of BBA, SSPG College. Sania, are you with us? Okay, I think she's not there. Fatima, Ishita, if you are having contact, you can let them.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Fatima Ansari. And next presenter is Kanishka, the last one presenter. Kanishka, Sania. The two are left. If Fatima, now you can
Yes,
start your
ma'am.
presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. I am Fatma Ansari from SSPG College, Shahjahanpur. I am here to talk about prospects and opportunities of economic development in present central budget. Let's start by discussing what budget principally is. A budget is an estimation of revenue and expenses a specific future period of time and is usually compiled and re-evaluated on a periodic basis. India's economic growth in the current year is estimated by 9.2%, highest among all large economies, from the adverse effect of the pandemic, is reflected of our country's strong resilience. This way is started by Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, while presenting the Union Budget in Parliament on 1st Feb 2022. The total spending in budget is 39.45 lakh crore and total receipt is 22.84 lakh crore. Budget plays an important role for economic development. The budget goals for financial year 2022 and 2023 aim to further India's aspiration in Amrit Kal as its move towards its 100th year post-independence, focus on growth and all-inclusive welfare promoting, technology-enabled development, energy transition, and climate action virtuous cycle. Starting from private investment crowded in by public capital investment. The Union Budget for financial year 2022 and 2023 this year aims to strengthen the infrastructure with its focus on the four priorities of PM Gati Shakti, inclusive development, productivity enhancement, and investment sunrise opportunities, energy transition and climate action, financing of investment. Let's quickly take a discuss further briefly. Providing greater fiscal space to states, agriculture and allied sector, MSMEs and industry, education, public capital investment, Saksham Anganwadi, health, energy transition, and climate action, sunrise opportunities, banking. Let's start by number one, providing greater fiscal space to states. Allocation of reached 1 lakh crore in 2022 and 2023 to assist the states in cash line overall investment in the economy, 50-year interest-free loans over and above normal borrowing. In 2022 and 2023, the states will be allowed a fiscal deficit of 4 points of GSDP, of which 0.5 will be tied to power sector reforms. Agriculture and allied sectors, NABARD to facilitate funds with blended capital to finance startups for agriculture and rural enterprise. Kisan drones from crop assessment, digitalization of land,
देख लेना अगर दिख जाए तो क्योंकि किसी का पर्सनल डाटा है कैमरेज नहीं उसमें कुछ दिखेगा
75 I wish to end in my believing.
क्योंकि दो तीन बच्चों ने ऐसे एक दो दो की दी है देखती हूँ मैं हो जाए तो
all at level.
हो जाएंगे सब देख लो Fatima Ansari, I think technical glitches are there from your end, but you presented really very well. So I would like to call last presenter of this session, Kanishka. Are you with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Although you waited a lot, but I think you will
Yes,
leave
ma'am.
the blasting presentation.
Okay, ma'am.
Kanishka, you're audible. Start.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session. I am Ganishka Gupta, and I am from BBA department from SSPG College. I am much thankful to you for giving me such a great opportunity. So, I am here to acknowledge you all about the prospects and opportunities of economic development in present central budget. Budget is the annual financial statement of the estimated receipt and expenditure of the government in respect of every financial year. The budget is presented every year by the finance minister. This year, Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had introduced the fourth budget of Modi 2.0 government on 1st February 2022. The total expenditure in 2022-23 is estimated at rupees 39.45 lakh crore, while the total receipt other than borrowings are estimated at rupees 22.84 lakh crore. It focused on four pillars: productivity, climate action, financing of investment, and PM Gati Shakti plan. It unveiled a long term platform of economic growth for 25 years. India has seen a massive growth in startups in the last few years. The budget had focused more on Made in India initiative to minimize the dependency and encourage the startup ecosystem. Government had introduced flexible policies to help startups. The promotion of fintech and technology-based development helped the economy gain a pace as well as create a better job prospects for individuals. As micro, small, and medium enterprises are the backbone of the economy. In a bid to boost local manufacturing and promote self-reliance, Finance Minister announced extending the emergency credit line guarantee scheme up to March 2023. Moving toward digital economy, the budget announced the launch of CDBC. CDBC basically central bank digital currency in 2022 and 23. Introduction of digital rupee will give a big boost to the digital economy and bring the inefficient currency management. The pandemic had made people recognize the importance of roofs over one head. So the government have could given further boost to the housing sector also. So this was all about my topic. At last but not least, I wanna say that budget is just not a collection of number, but an expression of our value and aspiration. Thank you.
Very well said. Budget is not the collection of number. Very nice lines.
Thank you, ma'am.
Kanishka, you really presented well, and I can say that
Thank you, ma'am.
if we can't hear you, like, I think we have lost a very important concept you have shown presented. So every presentation is equally important, and I would like to thanks all the participant as it is the end of the session. Uh, Participant who listen to us very patiently, because if we are presenting something to everyone, everyone is not a good listener. The participant who are listening to us very patiently, I am glad to hear. Thanks you. And Akash Sharma sir, thank you for your presentation. You really presented well articulated, fruitful presentation from your end. And Nishant Gupta, participants
Ma'am, I have to say something.
I understand, completely understand what you want to say. Of course, we will give the time from in the next sessions. Nishant
Ma'am,
Gupta
I have to
is very,
say, ma'am,
very.
I have to say something.
Yes. Say.
Ma'am, everyone said that budget is not restriction, it's empowered. But actually, ma'am, budget जो है ना लोगों को empower करता है restriction के अंदर.
No. Absolutely, I correct you. I'm was very well understood, and I agree with you. But try to speak in the English, because the participants are from the Tamil Nadu or all. So I think they can understand you in the Hindi. So better if you can communicate and short or your sentences within a minute.
कर सकता हूँ but मैं कर नहीं रहा हूँ बस.
Okay, no issue. We will meet you in the next presentation. And our next presenter, Vijay Agrawal sir, research scholar, Department of Commerce, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, who has presented and listened us from the beginning of the session. And most energetic participant, Aditi Khanna, Sona Varshne, Vanshika,
Thank you, ma'am.
Khanna, and Isha Verma, Hardik Gupta, Shreya Khanna, Renu Singh. I'm thankful to all of you for your presence. Thank you once again. Hope meeting you in the next session. Till then, keep stay safe, stay healthy, and bye. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Thank you,
A big
ma'am.
thank to Maya Lakshmi ma'am, to you also. I completely forgot, because participants are more important to thank, because they have, I think, spent more than 2 hours or 3 hours, but they are still listening us. Thank you, ma'am, for your cooperation, collaboration, and thank you once again, ma'am.
No issue, ma'am. No issue. Even I am thankful to you people for organizing such a wonderful event. And my congratulations to all the participants. You have done a wonderful work. Even though I was silent, I was keep on watching all your works. It was really wonderful. All the good takeaway to each and everyone who was viewing this seminar. Each and every information regarding the budgets were involved one or other participant. So thank you all once again for the opportunity, and my special thanks to Anurag Agarwal sir and Sharma sir for involving us also for this wonderful seminar. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, the participant, now you can leave the session.